Denny Blanco, my man. How you doing?
Guess who's in the building?
That's right. That's right.
We got a special guest in the building. I'm so excited. Woo!
I hear that.
Randy,
So,
I don't know if you want to run down the rundown. I mean, where you want to go? How you want to go with this, Randy? Talk to me.
I'm gonna start with saying that if you're watching this on YouTube, we got Eddie Curry in the building. Matter of fact, NBA World Champion Eddie Curry. So you can't forget that part.
Don't forget.
Thank you.
Eddie Curry in the building at the Eddie Curry on IG. Of course, Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter at Sir Denny Blanco. Me, Randy J. Cruz, Rendy, the letter J, CRUZ on both IG and Twitter. Eddie Curry in the building, as we mentioned. Pleasure to have you on, my man. I know you're a very busy guy during this time. So, how you been, man? It's been a while.
Man, I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me first and foremost. But I mean, I've been good, man. I can't complain, man. I'm just, got a lot of kids along the way. I've made a lot of little humans and just taking care of them at this point.
Nice. So the basis of this show is called The Retro Room, which we have also on ballslife.com. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, also on YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. So what we do in The Retro Room, we bring people on. We talk about their careers, certain topics, certain anniversaries, and me and Danny go down the pipeline and just have fun with that. So nothing really current unless it's about what you're doing now. So that's the basis of The Retro Room, a show that we started about 5 years ago. Good feedback. Always good to talk about the what ifs and all that from back in the day and stuff like that. So I do want to start here with you. Right now, you are on the Players Tribune doing your own podcast with your wife called Caramel and Cheddar, correct?
Correct.
Caramel and Cheddar.
All right, so I want to start here. It's weird because when you're in the NBA, certain players don't like the media, the questions, and they want to get far away as possible from the media. But when you retire,
right,
somehow you get suckered back into being on Fox and ESPN and TNT or doing your own podcast. So what made you start your own podcast with your wife?
Man, like you said, I spent a lot of time, even like right after I was done playing, just kind of taking a few steps back, trying to get as far away from the media as possible. I guess just being in New York, man, it takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? When things don't turn out how everyone wants it to turn out, it's like, man, let me just get out the spotlight. Let me move to some obscure place in America and just raise the family. So, I mean, that's kind of what I was doing. And then I just noticed that as I started to come back and started to want to put my hands into different things, it just makes it a lot more easy to be seen. So yeah, man, you jump out there. A podcast is a great way to put things in your own words and to kind of create your own narratives and kind of let people see, the real you. I mean, even now as I'm watching you guys do this, like, I know, Randy, I've been on you for so long, bro. I've never seen this side of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to see. Even when I got on, I saw the hairstyle. I'm like, yo, Tinez would never approve of this, but you know what I'm saying? So
true.
I'm able to see the real you, bro, and that's what it's all about, man. So me and my wife, we got the cool opportunity to do this podcast with the Players Tribune. We call it Carmelo and Cheddar, and it's really just a kind of a spin on us both being from Chicago. That being the traditional Chicago popcorn mix is Carmelo and Cheddar. So we just together we watch movies and we kind of dive into them. We kind of pick 3 topics off of each movie, and we dive into different topics and really make parallels within our relationship, things that we've gone through, how we would handle things, how we see things, different vantage points and stuff like that. And I really like it. It's coming across real well. I'm really proud of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's what got us into the potting world. I know you said you've been doing it for 5 years, so we got to catch up with you.
Yeah,
it's just really cool, man. A really cool thing. The age that we're in now is just all about content. So if you can create your own content, man, you win it.
Facts.
And I think people like you were able to jump on it early. I see it now, and I'm just trying to carve out some property in that world.
I hear that, Denny.
Yeah, you mentioned your Randy. Randy, this is. I mean, you mentioned movies. You mentioned Randy. You've never seen this side before. No, this you. Let me introduce you. This is Randy's multiverse. Like this is his multiverse version. He's
Right.
way more. He's way more feisty.
Yeah, I see.
Way more sarcastic. See how you would never wear his hair like that. The regular Randy would never wear his hair like that. See how he's wearing his hair now. So you see the difference, right? Off rip.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah, let's put that aside. Let's put that
aside.
As
soon as I clicked on, I saw it. I see the background. I get it. I get it.
Let's put that aside.
I get it.
Caramel and Cheddar. The name Caramel and Cheddar. Who came up with that name?
We did. We experimented with a lot of different names. And so us, along with the Players Tribune, came up with it. We knew we was trying to look for a name that kind of, because we knew we wanted it to kind of be around movies and things like that. So we started thinking popcorn. Then we started thinking about where we from. We from Chicago. She's from one side. I'm from another side. Carmel and Cheddar. And next thing you know, we Carmel and Cheddar, baby.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So just having you on, man. Like you mentioned earlier, you haven't seen this side of me. So Denny, the joke is, he mentioned a guy named Martinez. So if I was still working with the Knicks, my hair had to be short, no facial hair.
Yeah.
Real crazy young. And then like that whole experience, Edgar Berger was a great friend of mine, put me on board in 05, 06. And he's like, yo, do you want to work with the Knicks? I said, yo, shoot, let's go. But you got to cut your hair. My hair was way longer when
so you had long hair before you got there.
I had the fucking Orlando Bloom ponytail going on.
He had the Antonio bandana.
Antonio, huh? Okay.
So Edgar says, yo, I got you down. You hired, but you got to cut all your hair off. I'm like, damn, bro, do I want to do this? But, I mean, you're working with the Knicks, once in a lifetime opportunity. You network, you meet great people. And from that point on, people like Eddie, Crawford, Nate Robinson, all been, great to me. And I know what it was back then, where you guys weren't winning and the whole thing was negative, the whole vibe, but they don't know what really goes down in the locker room and just that camaraderie that you guys built. So that's the shit that they don't know about. And that's the stuff I always keep, even 15 years later, that if I call you, if I text you, I know you'll respond back to me. So it's always love. And I always appreciate that. With you, I saw Jamal Crawford in Seattle for his crossover tournament. Went all the way out there. Nate Robinson, I just hit him up for his birthday yesterday. So it's always love. So regardless, I always appreciate you coming on.
Man, that's the least we could do. Like you said, man, you had to go through a lot. You had to conform a lot. A lot of it was you guys just trying to fit into the whole professional thing, but a lot of it was really catering to us. And really being there and providing for us. So we always appreciated that. I always definitely appreciated that, man. So, I mean, anytime, coming on your podcast, whatever, bro, you already know you got me, bro. You got me in. I might be fashionably late every now and then, but I'm going
Let me shift a little bit and ask a question. Obviously, you played in a different era. You played in an era where the bigs were bigging.
Yeah,
the bigs were bigging. They were running around and they were establishing position down low. And if you're on the team, you had a couple of years where it was a situation where your teammates had to throw that ball down there to you so you could go to work. Right. Now that you see the game now, talk to me a little bit how you feel about the game now and how it's evolved into a shooting exhibition, if you will.
Absolutely. I love it, honestly, because like you got to realize, bro, like everybody could shoot the ball. It was just like when the popcorn got the popping, though, you had a specific job to do, and that was just kind of the thing, man. So I mean, I had the big body, I had the nice touch around the basket, so that was primarily my things. But like in the summertime, even growing up before I got to the league, like I mean, everybody wanted to be Allen Iverson, everybody wanted to shoot the Jordan fadeaway. Everybody wanted to shoot like, Ray Allen or whoever, Reggie Miller. So, I mean, we all, know how to shoot, and even in practice, it's not about like, okay, the bigs are only going to shoot hooks. Nah, we do everything. Even in NBA practice, whether or not we do it in the game, we still shooting threes, still shooting a ton of free throws, a ton of 15-footers, 17-footers, turnaround jumpers, pick and roll, pick and pop, all that type of stuff. So, I mean, to see the freedom that the guys are getting in the game now, it's incredible, man. I love it. I love it.
Randy, he's jealous. Randy, you know how many threes Eddie Curry hit in his career? Take your time now.
Like made or attempted?
Attempted and made in his career. I just looked this up, guys. And I may be wrong, but I think Eddie. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
You can do it on one hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he made no more than 5.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Wow, 100%. Look at that.
But it's funny that that's made me like the GOAT, like 2K card.
100%.
It's so crazy. Like 2K breathed new life, breathed new life into the whole Eddie Curry thing. I got all these young kids who only know me as the big dude that can shoot on 2K, which is cool.
Right. Wow. 2 for 2. Damn, 100%.
2 for 2, 100%, baby.
So like Denny mentioned, you came in this era where it was more big man dominant, power forward, big man center. Growing up, who were some of the bigs, the forwards and centers that you were looking at? Like, you know what? That's my favorite player, or / that's the guy I want to emulate my game after.
Yeah. For me, I wanted to be Rasheed Wallace. I wanted to be him or Chris Webber. Like, those were my 2 favorite ever. Because Shaq was Shaq, but you just kind of felt like I just knew I would never be that. I would never be a guy that would be able to catch the ball on the block and then just turn around and just dunk it on somebody. Like, so growing up, I always felt like, man, I want to be a skilled big man. I want to do more than just be able to catch the ball and shoot jump hooks and block shots and play defense. So I felt like Rasheed Wallace and Chris Webber, man, those were 2 of my favorites ever.
And you talk about 2 of the premier power forwards in the era where it was power forward dominated. Rasheed, it was Dirk, it was C. Webb, it was Duncan, it was Garnett, it was that early 2000, mid 2000 era power forwards, man. I don't know if it's like that nowadays, but you're talking about a bunch of Hall of Famers right there.
It was crazy. Then you had Amari coming after that, You had Pau Gasol going crazy. Like, Zach Randolph was doing it under the rim, but was doing it in a way that it would irritate you. You couldn't block it. You couldn't stop him from getting double-digit rebounds, and you wasn't going to punk him. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? That was definitely a cool time for the big, for sure.
Yeah. Yo, Denny, Zach Randolph had like a 2-inch vertical and caught every fucking rebound, bro.
Yeah,
well, that's why I tell young boys. I be laughing at young boys where I be playing pickup once in a blue, and the ball goes up, and the first thing I'm doing is grabbing them, and they laughing, and I'm just like, bro, it's about position. It's not about athleticism. Yeah. Yep. It's about position. That's it. That's it. It's all about position. You mentioned Hall of Fame forwards and centers, and it was a time for bigs. Talk to me. A lot of people, obviously, you came out of high school. Okay. So it's a different time, and you have to learn a game, learn how to be an adult, learn. You're taking on so much at a very, 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 very young age. Right. So you have to understand, and now you're playing basketball as a profession. So when I say that, you had to learn on the fly and learn very quickly. So talk to me about the first time where maybe somebody that you played against was like, let me put you on the game. Like, I see maybe you may be going some places. Let me put you on the game. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna work on you, but I'm gonna teach you at the same time. Talk to me about that. Were there any players like that you ran into?
Like in the NBA?
Yes.
Maybe Charles Oakley. I'd say Barkley, not Barkley. Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bulls bought him in. I want to say my second year there. They brought in Charles Oakley, and he was absolutely he's everything that you name. So I think Oakley was that guy who grabbed me and really let me know why I was even there. I was getting so caught up in the fact that I wasn't playing, and just in, like you said, man, I was playing in the city where I was born. went to high school, became like a household name, and all of a sudden I'm right there and I'm playing for the Chicago Bulls, not long after Jordan left. So you still had that mystique around the team, being able to put that same uniform on and walk the same halls and see where his locker was and everything, and the same announcer, the same, Benny the Bull, all of that. Like that means something to everybody in Chicago. So dealing with all of that and just the gravity of it, it took somebody like Oak to be like, man, look, this is why you're here. This is why they got you. These are your responsibilities. So yeah, I think definitely Charles Oakley was that guy for me.
So I know we spoke off air about what you're doing now currently with some draftees, and you're going out there talking to them, financial literacy, how to save money, how to invest. We're in 2022 now. Ian, when you came out out of high school in 2001, and you're looking back, what are some things that obviously the game is different? There's media, better trainers, everything is more pampered and prepared for the NBA athlete. What are some things that you feel like, damn, they got all that shit now, but I wish I had some of that when I was in the NBA?
Give them the Thanos snap.
I think right. I think
aside from the money, aside from the bread, that's different now.
For sure. I think for the most part, man, guys are awake, man. Guys are awake. They are. I think it helps to have. I was telling somebody this the other day, like, man, it's crazy. When I was coming up, we didn't have like auto bill pay. We didn't have like Zelle and Cash App. Like, so it was almost necessary to get a financial advisor. Right. Because otherwise you had to go in a bank and initiate a wire and all this other type of stuff. And, now guys can literally pay all of their bills. They can do everything on their own. So it's, you end up looking at your financial guy like, what do I need you for? As long as I got somebody handling my investments and this and that, I don't need to pay this guy, $20,000, $30,000, a month or $10,000 a month just to pay my bills, just to pay my light bill and pay my car notes. And I could just do that. I could be all auto pay. You know what I'm saying? So guys are aware of that now. I think before we didn't have those tools. So unless you had some sort of financial background, that wasn't even like balancing the checkbook. That wasn't even something that you would even consider. And I think just those tools alone, and then having the success stories, having the examples of guys, how your entourage is supposed to be, how LeBron's guys, and how everyone makes each other better, and how everyone's pushing for the common goal, but at the same time building their own at the same time. I think that's something that we had to figure out, man. Coming up, we just thought it was about having familiar people around you. We didn't really know that it was supposed to really be us building each other and us treating me as the corporation. It wasn't a lot of jealousy going on, but at the same time, it was still a lot of concentration on my part to try to make sure everybody felt like they belonged here. And it should have been like, making somebody earn their position to be here and, try to bring something to the table. I think guys like LeBron really showed us the way. And I think that a lot of guys are taking those examples right now.
Nice. I wanna take a minute to applaud you, applaud where you are, where you came from. People who watch this got to understand, and we got to do this more. I'm going to try and do this more, Randy, when we get involved. So just remind me of the time this happens.
I got you.
Yeah, Denny, do your thing. Remember when we always got to make sure we show the flowers to our to the players that come on here, or the folks, the guests that come on here, that you see their progression, see where they come from. Guys, Chicago's not the easiest place to make it out of, okay? You may think so. Some of you may, but it's not, okay? Chicago, Illinois, to be the man in Chicago, then in high school, then go into the NBA and then have to have a city on your back. The pressures I couldn't even imagine that you had to deal with. So I applaud you for all that you've done, for all that you've made yourself to be, your family, your 6 kids, growing, healthy, eating kids.
Thank you.
I applaud that, and I thank you for that. But let's say we give you a Thanos snap and you turn the hands of time. You know what? No, we don't want to do the Marvel Thanos snap. We want to do a Doctor Strange multiverse, okay? Because I want to see Eddie. I want to see Eddie go back to the high school Eddie Curry.
Okay.
Right? So you're tapping him on the shoulder. He's looking at you kind of weird because he doesn't know what he's like, you look like me.
Right.
But you're not me. What would you say? Now, if you only had maybe 30 seconds, I'm going to give you some time. You're going to have 30 seconds to speak to your old self. So you have some time before you got to go back. What important things would you say to him in 30 seconds?
I would tell him to, man, keep your focus on basketball. Let you hiring people around you to handle things off the court. Let everybody do their job, and you keep your focus on basketball. That's what I would tell them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a great fucking answer.
Focus on your craft. Focus on your craft, and everything will fall into place. And then, I mean, obviously, that would be a great information to give to any of these young gentlemen that are coming up, trying to make it into the NBA, and they're going through the NBA draft right now as we speak. And they're going to be looking at folks telling them this, telling them that, and you're telling them one thing that they can control the controllables. Some people say you're controlling what you can control. So that's dope. Yep.
So Denny mentioned high school, Chicago. Part one, if you would have went to college, what were the top 3 choices you would have picked from?
Good question, Randy.
Good question,
Randy.
Yeah, I committed to DePaul. That was where I was committed to go.
Okay.
That's what I did see.
But at that point, I knew I wasn't going to college though. So that really came more of a, had a conversation with some really close people in my life at the time, and we sat down and talked to Pat Kennedy, who was coaching DePaul, and I felt like if I could try to help the program by bringing a light to the program, just by me committing there, maybe I can get some more recruits to come there, and it could, we could have a really dope team there in the city. So that was really what that was about. If I really wanted to go to Cincinnati. I always loved Cincinnati. Growing up, I loved just the Bearcats. I loved it. I loved Kmart, Melvin Levitt, like those. I used to love those teams, bro. So I loved the uniforms. I loved everything about Cincinnati. So that's why I really wanted to go. My dad was like, he was like, man, it's just a bunch of knuckleheads that go there. Like my dad was really like, nah, you ain't going to Cincinnati. So like, I didn't even take a visit to Cincinnati. I think the only place I took a visit to was Illinois, U of I. And it really is because my dad just loved Bill Self. So I went down to U of I. I knew it wasn't for me though. I knew college was not.
See, what happened was, Eddie, they didn't offer you a name and image and likeness deal that they have now.
Now that would have been different. That would have been a little bit different,
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned. That's what I meant earlier. Nowadays, you can actually get paid from NCAA of your image and likeness. Back then, they weren't having that shit.
And I mean, these kids ain't even waiting until college; they're getting paid now. I see some dudes. I'm watching some dudes now, like, geez,
Eddie, as they should. Eddie, as they should. Quite frankly, if I could take about 5 to 10 seconds to talk about this,
go ahead.
As they should, because let's be clear, there could be college reparations given out. Okay, I mean, if you want to be really honest, I mean, how much you think? Excuse me, just real quick, how much you think the Fab Five made Michigan?
Oh man, something crazy.
How much you think Reggie Bush's jersey sold at USC?
You right?
Huh?
Right.
Talk
Crazy
to me.
bread.
Talk to me. They owe these young men they're old men now, but they owe these men money. So these young men that are able to take advantage of these deals now, and it's open up, they deserve every penny and then some off their likeness.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope that they got like lawyers looking at these contracts because
I'm sure
they're getting the type of money that they're gonna be attached to some people for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, they go there 2 or 3 easy. Agent, manager, lawyer, easy money.
Yeah,
that's just free right
man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So like even during the time, even during the time you think about DePaul, Illinois, Cincinnati, I know there's probably a plethora more, but Isaiah Thomas, Chicago native, your boy Q Rich went to DePaul. Is anybody speaking to these guys on your behalf, or even yourself, to say, hey man, what should I do? How is the NBA lifestyle from Chicago? Those are Chicago natives, so
for sure. I mean, I think like I wanted to go to high school with Q. Like that was the thing. Like Q was always I always idolized Q and D Wade and them dudes. So I always wanted to go to high school with him. When he went to Whitney Young, that's where I wanted to go. My dad wouldn't let me go. And then when he went to DePaul, I wanted to go to DePaul and play with him and Bobby and Lance Williams and all of them dudes too. All those are my homies. But he left. So, once he left, and then I think by my junior year, it was just obvious I wasn't going to college, bro. Like, it was just, this wasn't even like, you know what I mean? It was one of those things where it was just like, let me just not get in any trouble. Let me just graduate. Like, it was kind of crazy. Like, I can remember, like, my last probably like 3 or 4 weeks in school. Like, my head coach taught a what was his class? I'm trying to think of what to call this class, man.
Physical education.
It wasn't physical education. It was really like it was like a class for people who.
What'd you do in there?
Like I'm trying to think of a respectful way. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Attention.
But like mentally, like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
okay. I feel you.
He would be in there with those type of kids. Like, that was his class though. So he literally had me in there the last 4 weeks because he's like, I can't let nothing happen. I got to make sure that you get out of here and you don't. And I know, like, my friends and the whole school would just be coming by, just visiting the class, knocking on the door. I couldn't go to lunch, couldn't go to anything. I just was in that class every single day. He's like, you did everything you were supposed to do, like, books wise, but we just want to make sure we don't have anything. Because at that point, I mean, it was NBA scouts coming to my school every day. It was, colleges calling just in case, just to see what kind of it was. It was so much going on every single day. Reporters, it was people camping out. It was people just trying to get. It was crazy, bro. So we knew I wasn't going to college at that point. So it was like it was really just more about just getting to the stage, getting to the draft.
Nice, Denny.
Do you mentioned 6 beautiful children? No relation. I assume there's no relation to the other Currys.
Yeah. I thought I was the only Curry in the league. No,
no relation to the other.
I don't think so. But you never know, man. Honestly,
okay. Down the line, maybe a third relation Curry. Do you? I've never done
the DNA test. I've never really talked to Dale Curry much, so I can't really say.
Do you have in your home? Obviously Dale got Steph and then Seth Curry. Do you have a little Eddie Curry maybe in the midst, male or female that's playing basketball? Talk to us. Do you have anybody that's even interested in some basketball?
My 16-year-old hoops right now. He's pretty good.
Nice.
What's the stat? 6'7".
Nah, he ain't 6'7". He about 6'4".
Okay.
But he's a good athlete, good hooper. He's a nice hooper. He's real nice. And he wants it. He works. He really works at it. But my kids do a lot of other stuff. I got a rapper. I got all type of.
Well, one of them's gonna hit. No,
one of them definitely. 1 or 2, 3 or 4. We just they can all be special in their own way.
There you go.
I don't really force the basketball on them. I know what it really takes to do it at that level. I know the sacrifice it takes, the birthdays missed, the hanging out with your friends. You got to miss all of that. So, I mean, if they want to walk that walk, I'm definitely willing to help them. But at the same time, I'm not going to push that on them.
Awesome.
So you came out in the 01 draft, a very important draft. So Denny, you might remember, you might not.
I will.
3 of the top 5 picks were out of high school, including the number one overall pick, Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown, we know about him.
So Kwame is 1, Chandler is 3,
2,
Curry is 2. Hold up, that fuck up.
Look at
2. Damn, Pau Gasol went 3rd.
Pau Gasol went 3,
and then Curry 4, and Jay Rich went 5.
Jason Richardson 5. Yep.
Nobody needed a guard until 5.
Let me see what Shane Battier went 6.
Shane.
Eddie Griffin 7.
R.I.P. Eddie Griffin, my boy.
Forget about Eddie. Wow.
Joe Johnson 10.
Joe Johnson.
Richard Jefferson 13.
R.J.
What was Zebo at? Zebo was 19.
19, okay.
Brendan Haywood 20. Gerald Wallace 25.
Gerald Wallace. Ooh.
Beast.
Wallace.
Sam Dallenberg, 26. Jamal Tinsley, 27. Tony Parker, 28.
TP. Yep.
Gilbert Arenas, 31.
Gilbert loved that. Gilbert Arenas loved where he was drafted.
Man, right?
They draft me there every time. I'm coming after you.
Who else? We got Omar Cook, 32. Earl Watson, 40. Bobby Simmons, 42. Remember Bobby Simmons?
Bobby Simmons came out of my draft? I didn't even know
42 from DePaul. 42.
I know that.
Damn, Kenny Satterfield, 54, Cincinnati.
Yep.
So I say it's important because, if I'm wrong, tell me, but, having a high school athlete come into the NBA as the number 1 overall pick was kind of groundbreaking because obviously we've seen Kobe do it, but he wasn't number 1. Garnett did it. He wasn't number 1. But now this Kwame Brown guy that I didn't really know at the time myself is coming out. He's number 1. And you and Chandler are in the top 5 getting drafted out of high school. Like, talk to me. How did you think you were going top 5? The call you get from Chicago and the fact that you and Chandler ended up on the same roster somehow, some way. I think they traded for him, right?
Yeah, they traded Elton Brand. Draft night. No, I mean, I knew I was going top 5. Like, that wasn't even a question. Like, it was crazy. Like, we all knew we were going top 5. It was just really all about who was MJ going to take. Because I know me and Kwame, I worked out for, who did I work out for? I worked out for the Bulls. I worked out for them twice. I worked out for the Wizards, and I worked out for Atlanta Hawks, I think. Yeah, Atlanta Hawks. And it was crazy because I remember working out with Atlanta, and we had to do this this classroom part, right? Where we had to go in the classroom, and they made us take a real test, bro. And I was like, man, what kind of crap is this, bro? So I'm sitting right next to Shane Battier. It was me, Shane Battier, Lauren Woods from Arizona, and somebody else. And I'm sitting here, bro, and I'm looking at Shane paper like, damn, let me see. And his ass gonna say, Jesus Christ, Eddie, this is what did he say? This is grade school math. Like he fronted me so crazy loud, bro. Like all the coaches and everything, bro. I'm like, bro, I always hated him. Ever since then, I always hated Shane. I'm like, bro, you bogus, bro. He's like so loud with like, Jesus Christ, Eddie, this is grade school math. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm petty,
like, yo. And it wasn't grade school math. Like, bro, they was asking some crazy. I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm gonna finish this. Like,
wait, and that's what's funny to me when you mention that. Sorry, Ren. That's what's funny to me, bro.
Okay.
You talking about shit? Yo, yeah. You talking about it's grade school math, bro? You what to do? Who gives a crap?
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because when I went to Miami though, later on in my career, where I go to Miami, of course Shane Battier's there. I had to tell him about it too. Like, Shane, do you remember, bro? I was like, bro, you realize I hated you I've been hating you for a decade because of that, bro. Like we had a laugh about it. It was funny. At the time, though, I was so mad, bro, because Shane was one of those guys that was real vocal at the time, just about like, all of the fanfare around the high school kids and this and that, and them going too high and all that. So, he was one of those, 4 years at Duke, and he felt like that was the road to go. That was his path, and he felt like it should have been a little bit more attention to that. And I get it, man. Like, Shane's an incredible person, incredibly smart. And yeah, man, I'm sure he saw that trigonometry as basic math for sure. But yeah, no, like you said though, I knew I was gonna go in the top 5. We just didn't know who MJ was gonna pick until the draft, because they were really like kind of close-lipped about it. I knew it was gonna probably be me or Kwame, because we had to do a second workout with them. And when I came in for that second time, it was supposed to be just me by myself, but they brought in Kwame and they brought in another guy, this guy named Usman Cisse.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was us, and he actually was coming off of a ACL injury, so he really couldn't even do the workout really. So it was really just me and Kwame going at it the whole time.
Now, listen. Just imagine if you had played, I got drafted. So by this time, nobody knew Jordan was coming back. He never said shit.
Yeah, nah,
until like a
nobody
month or
knows.
two later. Then you could have been with Washington and got a chance to play with Jordan. Look at that.
That would have been crazy. But I had played with him a lot in the summertime, like because we used to always work. I've been working out with MJ at that point since I was a junior in high school. So I knew him. I was familiar with him. I had his trainer, like me and Tim Grover. Tim Grover was my trainer ever since my junior year in high school. So
Look how he just says that, Randy. Look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hey,
Name
stop it.
drop
Look.
Tim Grover.
Yeah, Tim
no
Grover.
name drop. That's like really like I for real call him dad though. Like, you know what I'm saying? He called me his
Look.
son. Like for real. Like me and TG, like that's my guy, bro. Tim Grover.
Who? Okay, the guys know Chris Brinkley, right? Guys know who Chris
Yeah.
Brinkley is, who's the current guy who trains. Guys, Tim Grover was Chris Brinkley at one point, right?
Yeah.
Would you say like so? So for him to be like, yeah, that was daddy, that was my pops,
Bro.
Exactly.
TG know what's up,
awesome.
man. TG talk all the time, bro. Tim Grover, shout out Tim Grover.
So,
Like
wait,
he really kind of like pioneered this whole like athletes having their own trainer. Like, because up until then, everyone really just went to the facility and they worked out. Like that was something totally new. So like you don't get the Chris's and the all these other people that's doing it. It's really dope to see. You got guys that are able to go and chill out in LA and can get some good run all summer, get some good run in Atlanta, get some good run in Houston, wherever, Chicago. Like it's really dope, man.
were you, Randy? Sorry
pioneer.
about that. Were you intimidated? You mentioned so many name drops, and it's just like, nah. Yeah, I just did this, right?
Yeah.
You played against Michael Jordan, so you're in high school. First time, you're like, hey, Eddie, we need you to come out here and play a little pickup. And
Right.
did you know it was Michael Jordan was going to be there? Talk to us about that.
Sure, yeah. Everyone in Chicago knew where Michael Jordan played. Like that was like everyone knew he was at Hoops the Gym. Like that was just everyone knew. So like once I because I was William Wesley. I know y'all know Wes, right? So
Worldwide West,
Uncle Wes, he the one who hooked up the whole Tim Grover thing. I didn't know Tim until Uncle Wes took me to Tim Grover. So he took me down there. He made the introduction, and then he had been my trainer ever since. So I mean, wait, what was the question? Oh, my bad, bro. I'm tweaking.
No. The question was, I was asking Jordan, seeing Jordan for the first time. Yeah. Tell me about that. Like, did they call you? Did you know it was going to be them? And playing Jordan, talk to me about that.
I like so yeah. Like I said, I knew he was going to be there. I knew that Jordan was. I mean, he had a car. He had a million cars, bro. Every time you pull up to the gym, it would be, if you see Jumpman, if you see 23, like if you see certain license plates, you just knew it was MJ. You know what I'm saying? And in the summer, he always was working. He worked every single day. So you knew if you got there, we hooped from a certain time to a certain time. We probably lifted weights for about an hour and a half before that, and MJ was going to be there for the whole process for sure.
Did Jordan ever lose any of those games?
I mean, not many. I mean, Tim, he probably won't admit it, but he always would stack his teams. He would always put the people on Jordan's team who he wanted on his team. So everybody else is pretty much just trying to take them down the whole day. So it'll normally be like Jordan and Tim Hardaway, and later on it would be like he would always want Jamal on his team, which was crazy. Jamal would always be on Jordan's team.
Jamal Crawford.
Loves Jamal, bro. He loves Jamal, bro.
It's unfair, Mike.
Jamal,
bro. That's unfair.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So no, wow. We used to get it in though, man. Like that was crazy. But like you just, I don't know, man. When you hoop that much, bro, we hoop so much, man. Like we didn't really look at it like that. It was kind of normal to us, It was normal to see Twan up there, and we saw Twan. I would see Twan and Paul Pierce and all these dudes. I would see him everywhere, So it was like it was the norm. I just looked at it like I'm finna go up here and try and bust their ass, I'm gonna try and dunk on somebody. I'm gonna try and leave my mark. I'm gonna try and make these dudes. I want them to feel like I belong here, So that's really what it was about.
So then this is post retirement Jordan, right? After 98. We're talking 99, 2000.
Right. This is 99, 2000. Yep.
So post Jordan retirement Jordan, still going out there, working out, playing ball, busting ass. It's like, yo, again, social media wasn't there. We had no idea Jordan even thought about coming back. There was no cameras and all that fucking Instagram stuff. So when he said, "Yo, I'm coming back,"
we knew. We already knew.
also you knew prior to that.
We already knew because we could see just the way he ramped up his training, the way he was always in there, the way he was lifting crazy. He wasn't missing days. He was training to hoop for sure.
I want to go back to real quick draft night. Were you there in the green room? Were you were you there waiting to be called?
I was there. Absolutely, I was there, man. We was there. David Stern, rest in peace, David Stern. He got ready to call right before they called the Wizards' first pick. My agent at the time, Aaron Tellum, he got the call, and they were like, you know what? They're not going with you for the first pick. They're going with Kwame. I'm like, all right. So they draft Kwame. So I was like, man, I wanted to go number one just for the sake of going number one, honestly. But I really wanted to go to the Clippers. It was D Miles, it was Q. I was like, bro, that's like my dream. Like I literally went to the Clippers I went and worked out for the Clippers, and I was literally telling them like, it's the only place I want to go. I don't even care about the number one pick. Like I wanted to go to the Clippers so bad, bro. Like, I always
Odom.
LO was there. Yep. But I just, D Miles and Q were so like they were everything I wanted to be. Like they were hitting their heads and stuff. Like I'm like, bro, I gotta go to the Clippers. I have to go to the Clippers. So he told me. So right before the Clippers went, he's like, man, they're going with Tyson. He was like, so you can either go number 3 to Memphis or you could go to Chicago at number 4. And I was like, damn, man, you for real, man? I really thought I was really mad. I was mad. I was literally in the green room mad. Like. Cameras are already positioning because they like, man, one of us gonna be either Powell or me gonna be number 3. I'm like, man, I go to Chicago. I literally told him just like that, I go to Chicago. I was so mad I couldn't even be happy about the fact that I was going to Chicago. At the fourth pick, I wanted to be the number 2 pick. I didn't care where the Clippers were. I just wanted to go. They could have picked me with the 30th pick. I wouldn't even care, bro. I was that. My mentality was just that I want to go to LA and play with Q and D Miles. Like them my bros. That's where I want to be. So they took I'm like, nah, I go to the Bulls. So they did they took Pau Gasol at 3. Then the Bulls picked me at 4. And then I can remember being backstage, man. I still was kind of my agent, Aaron, telling him he knew I was feeling weird. He knew I just was not happy really about the situation. And I hate to say that because I don't want nobody from Chicago like, oh,
no, man. I get it. We get it.
It's just one of them things, like, because you got to think, bro, like, I grew up watching MJ. I grew up watching MJ. You know what I'm saying? So when he wasn't there, it's like, as a Chicago kid, it's like, that'd be like you guys seeing Patrick Ewing and all those guys just leave. And it's just like, nah, I love the Knicks, but we ain't going to win nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fun. Like to me, Q and D Miles just it was the epitome of the young NBA and what it was supposed to be. And I felt like coming out of high school, like I was finally gonna get a chance to play with Q. I always wanted my chance to play with Q and D Miles, man. So I don't know, bro. But anyway, we get backstage, man. We get back there. I put the hat on and stuff, and my agent comes to me and he's like, man, it's gonna be a trade. They're making a trade right now. I was like, what you mean? He was like, you and Tyson gonna be together. They about to trade Tyson for Elton Brand. I said, you lying. And I looked over and I saw Tyson with his hat on, right? And all the media and stuff are surrounding him. The media is around him and stuff. And I saw his agent like lean in and tell him something. And I just saw the disgust on his face, like, oh my God, are you serious? And I seen and his PR person handed him the Bulls hat and took the Clippers hat from him, and he had to put the Bulls hat on. They kind of pushed us close together and stuff. It was like, wow, like this is crazy. Because like the whole time, like, bro, you gotta think, bro, this is pre-Instagram, so we ain't really like each other, bro. They always pitted me and Tyson and Kwame, the top guys, against each other. You know what I mean? We all kind of jockeying to be the number 1 pick, the number 1 player in the country ever since 8th grade. Like since 8th grade, we've been trying to be the number 1 player in the country, and they've been putting his name first, or my name first, or Kwame's name first, or whoever. You know, it would always be like these guys, and we naturally just started hating each other. And all of a sudden, it's like y'all on the same team. Like, here, take this picture. And it was like,
Mhm.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah, shake that hate off. Shake that hate
Yeah,
off.
had to shake the hate off. And then for me, it was like, man, I had to really think about like, man, I'm about to go home. Like, that's crazy. I'm really about to go home. And for Tyson, he went from thinking he was going home to now having to go to Chicago. So
there you go.
That really kind of brought us close together, right away. Like, I instantly was like, oh no, bro. I got you, bro. Whatever you need in the city, of course, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this thing together. And we've been cool ever since.
Nice. Denny,
Randy, you want to shift to his Boston LA pick? You want to Boston LA. Look at that. I'm thinking
Boston Warriors.
There you go. Boston Warriors. My brain froze today.
This ain't 1987, bro.
Yeah. I got so many different teams and championships in my head. I still got the Nets in the championship, you ask me, but that's a different story for a different day. Yeah, don't even get me started. Randy gonna get on me because I'm a Nets fan. So listen.
All right, so we're gonna fast forward to the current real quick.
Okay.
2022 NBA Finals, Warriors, Boston. Who you got? How many games?
I got Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6. I feel like I love Boston, man. I'm a past teammate of Ime, so I'm always going. I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna always show that support there. But I am a realist, man, and I think that that Steph's too good, bro. It's something about that Curry last name, I'm shooting 100. I'm shooting 100 from 3. Steph's an okay shooter too. I think the Warriors got it, bro, for real. And Steve Kerr's from the Bulls, so it's all that it's a lot of it's a family thing there. Whether guys know it or not, it's a lot of family, correlation there. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors, man. But no, they got a great team. I think it's a good look for I think Draymond is an equalizer, man. Draymond's an equalizer, and I think that if they use him right, and I know they will use him right, it's gonna be tough for those guys in Boston, bro. And I think that Clay's incredible. The story behind it. I think Wiggins is playing at a crazy level right now. He's really comfortable in his position. I think that Poole, obviously, I think he's the wild card because if he just has a great two great games, man. I mean, it completely just I think they destroy them, honestly, and it could get worse than just 6. But right now, I'm gonna respect them out of respect for Ime, out of respect for Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and all of those guys. I'm gonna give them 6.
Yeah, I keep telling Denny, like, listen, the Warriors don't have Iguodala, they don't have Iceman, they don't have Gary Payton, and he's coming back.
Yeah,
and you already have everybody else, and it's like I think they're just too loaded at every position. And Boston's good, the defense is solid, but it's like, damn, can your offense now keep up with the Warriors?
Yeah, man.
Well, listen, guys. Shout out to everyone watching. Thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you so much for the time spent. It looks like we're just obviously riding that. I think we all are saying Golden State's going to win. But I want to give Boston, you guys, Boston fans, I want to give you guys some hope. Okay, if I'm Ime, Mr. Udoka, my strategy is very simple.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave Marcus Smart on Curry until obviously he gets in foul trouble. But I'm going to leave Marcus Smart on Curry and double him in the handoffs. The handoffs only. I'm going to throw doubles at him constantly. Leave Jason Tatum on Clay. We're going to leave Jason Tatum on Clay. We're going to blitz Curry every time he comes off the actually that's not the pin down. It's the actual dribble handoff. That's what I'm worried about more often. Where he's actually passing to Looney, and then it can go back door, or he'll come off the curl like Poole will do when he comes off the bench. And you're just running into a screen, and it's a 3. I want the big to come up, and I want to double that, blitz that, and I want to see some zone. I want to see some change ups because they're used to shooting in man to man. Are they used to shooting in a high pushed out zone? Those are some of the things that I would suggest Boston do in order to extend this series. We're talking about 2 games. We're only giving Boston 2 games. So it's clear that we all see the offensive.
But that's because I think it's only going to take 2 games for them to figure out all that shit you talking. They're going to figure that out in one game. Because first off, like you gotta think, bro, that's only gonna work if the handoff is not with Draymond, and most of their handoffs is with Draymond. Like he's doing the dribble handoff. The minute they jump it, he's just gonna keep the ball and go straight to the bucket, bro. Like it's over.
But I agree. That's why I'm saying, and usually in this strategy, it's pick your poison at this point, right? Yeah. So we're all basketball brains. So at this point, it's like, okay, well, pick your poison. How you want to die? Do you want to die with Steph shooting those threes, or do you want to die with Draymond dropping 40?
I mean, it ain't gonna be Draymond dropping 40. It'll be Draymond dishing it off to Poole, Draymond dishing it off to Clay, to Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? Wiggins.
You gotta pray. You gotta pray.
It's gonna be tough, bro.
It is. I agree.
And all that you're saying, all the stuff you're saying sounds great, bro. It sounds like a good plan. But I guarantee you, Steph has seen a zone before. They've seen a zone before.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna say what
this is Steve Kerr, bro. He gonna have them boys ready. They gonna be ready. And I know he may gonna throw some stuff out there too, because he's a really good defensive mind. But I just think it's only so much you can do. They got too much, bro. They got even with the pieces they got missing, they got too much, bro.
What we told Randy, we had the conversation last show. Said the great Mike Tyson said it best. Everyone has a plan until Randy what?
You get punched in the face.
You get punched in the face. Well, I got an incredible clip on YouTube where Mike Tyson saying a bunch of incredible things for 45 straight minutes.
Word.
Good and bad. So it's like that one soundbite might mean something, but it might. I mean, it's so much more to the Warriors, bro, that you got to deal with. Just the fatigue of chasing those guys around on defense, and then thinking you're gonna have those same legs on offense, bro. It's just not gonna.
Let me ask you this question too, Randy. Let me keep picking his brain because I want to drag it down as much as I can. I want to pull everything from Eddie Curry in terms of basketball. Another thing that you touched base on, I was talking to some folks on Twitter about, is obviously offensive games and the conversation of who's more dangerous, a KD or a Curry. And I tell folks, I said, if I'm defending anyone, so let's just put it like that. If I'm defending who I'm scared of the most in the NBA, Giannis, LeBron, DeMar DeRozan, Devin Booker. No, none of those guys scare me as much as Steph does.
Really?
That's just me in terms of what Steph does.
Steph is the most incredible shooter I've ever seen. I think he's revolutionized. He's done that to the game. He's going to create the next. It's a bunch of Steph Currys that's going to end up coming up in the ranks, bro. But KD's different, bro.
So if you said the most dangerous offensive player is KD for you.
Are you insane, bro? You know it too. I don't know. You just want to argue with somebody.
Tell him.
You know it too.
Tell him.
Tripping. If you're a Brooklyn fan, cut it out, bro.
He is.
Let me lay it out real quick. Okay. To defend KD, all right. Now, obviously, he's going to do a lot of posts, he's going to get the ball in the elbows, a lot of high post action.
Man, he's shooting hezzy threes from 50 feet out, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
100%. But defensively,
stop KD, my God.
Defensively, he's walking up to me. In terms of Curry, Curry obviously may have the ball. Curry's coming off screens. Curry's running around. He's not stopping. Obviously, we saw KD right now losing the first round of the playoffs, and I'm just saying, in terms of slowing,
but I think you can accredit that to just rhythm, and not a personal rhythm, but just a rhythm as a team. I think their rhythm as a team was kind of thrown off, from the availability of Kyrie, from the trade with James Harden. Like, that's a lot, bro. Like, that's a lot to have to deal with, and a young head coach like Steve Nash, bro. That's something. It's hard, bro, especially in the playoffs. So, but I think at the end of the day, bro, 1v1, if we're gonna roll the ball out to somebody and you got to guard them, bro, you're gonna be shook. You're gonna be. Come on, we talking KD, bro. We talking, bro. Bro's at least 7 feet for real.
He is.
7 feet. He releases the ball over his head, bro. But that mean, like, you have to literally time it perfect to even try to attempt to block his shot, and he can shoot the ball without looking at the rim, bro. Most of his shots, guys are right here with it, bro. Like, and he's hitting it. It's nothing.
Denny, I'm shocked. I'm shocked you even went there. As a Net fan, as a diehard fan for 2 years, I'm shocked, bro. I'm shocked.
We got content we needed. We got content we needed. Number one. Yeah. Number two, I didn't disrespect KD. I was having a conversation about his offensive game versus Curry's. Two definitely dangerous players that as soon as they come off a half court, what are you going to do? And it's not disrespect. It's just literally,
bro, KD is damn near 7 feet, bro. He's a 7-foot guard.
I'm going to say he's over 7 feet. KD with shoes on is over 6'11" for sure, dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
And if his foot was,
bro, like, come on, bro.
If his foot was shorter,
he'd have hit that three, that turnaround. Come on, bro.
We're talking about Brooklyn being in the finals or even eventual world champions. So all the other shit you talk about, Denny, may not even be counting right now.
But like he said, he doing this for the podcast, bro. So we know when y'all wrap this thing up and y'all sitting talking real basketball, KD's he's that guy.
It was just a multiverse question.
It's a multiverse question.
It's a multiverse question. Is the
right. Danny's on record saying Giannis is the best player in the world.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the game you're watching, bro. Like in the playoffs, and when LeBron's eliminated and KD's eliminated, man, he looked like the best player in the world for sure.
Two way.
I don't know. It's gonna be hard for me to say somebody's the best player in the world, bro, that can't shoot the ball. And that's no knock on Giannis at all, bro, because I think he's incredible, bro. But I just think KD is too good. I think Bron is too good, bro.
His rebounding and defense, I think, make up for his inefficiencies on offense. That's why I mentioned him in terms of greatest player in the world, because obviously
I think he could rebound. He could play defense, and that Euro step in the lane is deadly, bro, because he's so tall. He can Euro to a dunk from anywhere.
He can defend 5 positions too. 5.
Yeah, he can, but so can Rudy Gobert. So I'm like,
no,
don't mention Gobert, right, Denny.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, what we talking? Are we talking straight defense? Like,
no. What I saying? That's
you're talking to somebody who didn't play defense. So I can't even relate. I can't even relate to that. We talking straight offense, bro. We talking straight offense, bro. I came up in a time where offense got you paid, baby.
Well, listen, Marcus Smart is in the finals. He's the defensive player of the year. And let me talk about defense real quick. Even though guys, defense. When I mention defenses, you have to be able to defend. So, for example, these are my defensive guys that I think in the NBA are superb defensively. Kawhi when he's healthy, Draymond, Patrick Beverley, Giannis. These guys, you make minimum they can guard 2 to 3 positions very, very well. Where the other offense,
name LeBron.
Oh yeah, no, LeBron. No. There's a long list. LeBron. I apologize. There's a long list. LeBron's in there too.
You scared me.
I apologize. Thank you, Mr. Curry. Thank you. Okay. So there's a long list of NBA players, but very short few that actually every single night you're saying, oh, he's playing defense.
Yeah,
because you just mentioned it. It's not a defensive game now. It's more free flowing, no checks across the lane. No, a flagrant 2 is a bless you. Achoo!
Yeah.
It's gotta go.
Depending on who you sneeze on, it could be a foul. You could be a flagrant. Yeah.
Flagrant 1, flagrant 2. So it's a different game. But I mentioned defense, and defense wins championships. You got a Boston Celtic team in the finals because they specifically play defense. So we're about to see, obviously, offense versus defense.
For sure.
Yeah.
But they didn't have Klay Thompson that they were defending. They didn't have a Stephen Curry that they were defending. They didn't have a dribble handoff guy and take it off the glass and push it like a Draymond that they were defending.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see, bro. I think the way that Tatum and those guys got to their offense was a little bit different than how Golden State gets to their offense, bro.
100%.
So I got a few questions. I'm gonna circle back to Chicago, New York, and eventually Miami when you win a championship. Who is a guy today that Eddie Curry you wish would have played on your team when you were playing back in the day? Like I would assume maybe a guard. Who's a guard now? You say, you know what, damn, if I had him back in my day, me and him be running rough shot.
Gary Payton, bro. Gary Payton or John Stockton.
You went John Stockton on me.
Give me somebody that's just gonna feed me.
Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry, he's selfish and he wants the ball every single time.
Not selfish, but I mean, you said back in the day, like that's
No, I said someone who's playing today.
Somebody who's playing today. Okay. I heard
that'll play in your day. Yeah, that'll play in your day. Yeah, point guard.
I want to play with Steph.
He's gonna draw a lot of attention, so you'll just be able to turn around and do your thing.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I know you mentioned the Stockton and the GP. If it wasn't Steph, maybe Chris Paul could have been up there.
CP's definitely up there for sure.
For
sure.
Point guard.
I think the freedom that I would get down there on that post with Steph out there on the floor, bro.
Wide open. And
he can pass the ball too. So it's not like I'm playing with somebody who can't pass. Steph can pass. He's 100%. Just a wizard with the shot, though.
100%.
So my next question would be kind of funny and serious, but who was a guy back in your day that when they guarded you, you knew there was like barbecue chicken all day? Or someone that was guarding you and you just couldn't get off.
Oh man.
Let's talk barbecue chicken first. Next to potato salad. Barbecue chicken next to the potato salad. Let's talk barbecue chicken first.
I mean, I respected everybody I played against, so I just say that. I mean, when I got rolling, it wasn't a lot of bigs that could really stop me. Not 1-on-1. If you start sending double teams, if you start taking away my right hand, if you were smart enough to do that, and even sometimes it really didn't matter. I would shoot into the double, going to my right hand, and it didn't matter. But so I won't pick on nobody individually. But I will say that I didn't like play. I always had a thing against playing against those long, athletic type dudes, bro. Like dudes that no matter how much you bury them under the basket, bro, they still were able to get up and contest your shot or block your shot. Like I hated them type of dudes, bro. Those Samuel Jackson type dudes.
There you go.
Yeah, I hated them type of dudes. Dudes like Perk. Like I love playing against Perk because he was not going to flop, and we were just going to go at it.
Straight up defense.
I love playing Perk. I love playing dudes like that. Reggie Evans, bro. I love playing Reggie.
Oh my goodness. Straight up.
Man. Yeah.
Ballers.
Love playing them.
J.O. right on the ground. No jumping.
Oh, Jermaine O'Neal. Wow.
J.O. he wasn't going to flop, bro. He wasn't going to flop. If I went right through his chest, he was just going to take it every time. So I like them type of dudes, man.
Why?
Because I mean that's how we played. That's how we played then, bro.
I'm a man if I take this Eddie.
Yeah. And on the other side, I'm gonna take it too. I'm not gonna be flopping. I'm not baiting you to flop and he flopped. I'm not about to do that, bro. If you score on me, if you dunk on me, cool. Come back. Come to me.
You think the game is too soft? Do you think the game's too soft?
No, I don't. I think the game is crazy. I think without the changes that the game made, I don't know if it's as popular, if it's as much money in it as it is now, bro. Honestly, I think the fact that they made it like this, it allowed for more stars on the team. Like you got a lot of dudes that can really turn up and have an incredible game. Like before, you had to have a certain body type to really take a game over. Now it's just like, bro, it's all about skill now. You know, so I love the game where it is.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of it's a combination of you spoke about it earlier too. It's the Don Nelson went small and saw how the strategy was, we're going to outscore these guys. We're not going to play defense. We're going to see if we can outscore these guys. And once they started getting some success, Then Mike D'Antoni came in and said, okay, we're gonna do European. We're gonna do the European stuff. So there's a lot of offensive games that the offensive system in terms of Steph Curry changing the game and making it 3-point shooting and coming on the outside. It could be detrimental too, because I see a lot of the part of the game where they're missing layups. I mean, even the series. Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Watching these last series, I saw even Miami and Boston, a couple of games, last 2 or 3 games where the ball would reverse and Bam would be under the rim like this, wide open, and they're like working the perimeter to get a 3-point shot. So with your mentioning of there'll be a bunch of Currys, right? That may not be that good.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna be like that. I mean, because it's gonna be. I think it'll be a long time before you see someone close to him. But I do think that there's somebody working on it right now, and I think that he's giving those shorter guys, like guys his height. I mean, the only guy we used to have like that was like AI or somebody like that.
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yeah, but it was almost like a novelty to have a short guy. Muggsy Bogues was like a big name because he was short. But now it's like, nah, bro. I could be short. I can get this. I could work on my range. I could work on my defense, and I could probably get into the league. And if not, I could definitely go to college and make a name for myself and probably get money now off my name, depending on how big I can get my name and stuff like that. So
also too, a lot of Eddie, you mentioned 2-point system and Greenlight. System and Greenlight. When I mentioned that with Curry and a lot of players, that Iverson. Same concept. Iverson, system and Greenlight. So the system to be able to have offensive touches every single time down court, and to be able to have the green light, you're the guy. Yeah. If you miss, so what? You're the guy. That builds up your confidence. And a lot of NBA players go through this, having stops where they're the guy. You in New York, the guy, and it builds up your confidence. So a lot of that goes into some of these players and trying to become the next Eddie Curry, the next Steph Curry. Is system and confidence. So just obviously the concept is work on your game until you're in the system. Then your confidence will build, and then you may become a player like Eddie Curry. Look at God.
Yeah, man. I think you nailed it though, because if you look at my first few years in Chicago, it was their system. When I went there, it was Tim Floyd. He wanted to run. Jerry Krause was there. They wanted to run a triangle still. They didn't care that I was a good low post player, because in the triangle, like, that could be initiated off of anybody. So that it was all moving parts. It was really just more about the sooner you learn a triangle, the sooner you'll start getting some more minutes. And that was really what it was about. Whereas you had Pau Gasol, who went to Memphis, and immediately they like, we're giving him the ball. You're gonna start, and we're giving you the ball. And you have success. He had some nights that he didn't look so good, but you had to learn. You learn
development.
Yeah. So guys like me, guys like Tyson, we spent a few years like trying to, like, we were really going through it mentally. Like, look, I was the man, and now y'all pick me with these high picks. Why? How come y'all not playing us? And I'm killing everybody in practice, and any one-on-one drill, I'm blocking dudes shit off the backboard. I'm dunking on everybody. Like, dude, like it was really like that. But and then later on in Chicago, I'm starting. We got Ben Gordon. We got
the Ben Gordon, Mount Vernon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Ben Jordan, that's my boy. Kurt Heinrich. We got a good team, bro. Jamal. We finally got a coach. Coach, what's my man name? Little crazy dude. What's crazy name? Scott Skiles, bro. We got Scott Skiles, bro. Scott Skiles was different because he was like, bro, you got the first couple plays of the game. We coming to you for sure. We definitely coming to you the first couple. But if you don't do nothing with it, you probably ain't gonna get it unless you get an offensive rebound. And that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? If you score, we'll come back to you again. If not, we'll see you again in the third quarter, bro. That's how Scott Skiles coached me. And so it made me like really like, man, I had to take it serious. I knew the ball was coming to me the first possession. I'm giving it my best shot every single time. Every time I touch the ball.
It is that interesting that, obviously, again, I mentioned system. Here's Tim Floyd, college coach coming into the NBA, versus an
Yeah.
NBA player coach who's
Yeah.
like, I've been through this. I know what to actually do to help this guy
Yeah.
develop. Look at that. You
Yeah,
know,
because I mean, the next year I go to New York, right? We got Larry Brown. Now Larry Brown was like, do your thing, bro. But it took me a little while to understand. Like I was still used to the other system. Like, man, I'm not used to like that was I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to make something happen because I'm like, man, if I miss this shot, they're not gonna come back to me. Or if I miss this shot, you know what I'm saying, I might get subbed out. If I miss this shot, whatever. But I had to learn, like, oh, it's not like that. There's a lot of talk from Isaiah. There was a lot of talk from Mark Aguirre and Herb Williams, and it was just really pumping me up. And my teammates, Steph and Jamal and all of them guys, like, man, nah, bro, you here to be that guy. And once I figured that out, that's when I was like, okay, cool. Then they had to kind of pry that thing away from me. But other than that, you know what I'm saying?
You got it.
You got a guy like Amari, bro, who goes to the Phoenix Suns and immediately, you know what I'm saying? And he was a talent. Don't get me wrong. Amari was a stud. Amari crazy. But, immediately, bro, they throwing the ball up. They saying, go ahead, young fella. It's your show.
He doesn't get to New York without Phoenix being in the system, being able to work on his game, being obviously play with Steve Nash, obviously, and build his confidence to where it's like, okay, I'm able to leave this system and still be able to flourish based on what I've learned here. So
absolutely.
Definitely.
That confidence, man. And I think teams are learning that now. That's why you see a lot more rookies starting. You see a lot more rookies playing. But before, like when I was coming up,
no, that's old school. They don't do that.
That wasn't happening, bro. That wasn't happening. I was watching Jermaine O'Neal on Q and D Miles podcast, the Knuckleheads podcast, and he talks about how he wasn't playing in Portland and stuff like that. And it's like, man, like it was just that was the thing, bro. Like that was just how they did things. And looking back, you like, it's no way J.O. shouldn't have been starting. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what? Eddie, you think about it too. I was speaking to somebody about this the other day. It's with us in general, and everybody can attest to this. It's a mental reset that a lot of people have to work through. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, yes, and a lot of people have gone through this. You go through 8th grade, friends, family, you know the school left and right. Okay, now you're in high school. 4 years, no new friends, don't know the territory, don't know who to speak to, don't know the slang. It's a mental reset that some of us have gone through on miniature levels. And some of us, some of us have gone through it where it's major mental changes that we have to work through, whether it's you going from one city to the next. You're not even talking about the family moves and this, that, and the third that comes along with that. And then you have to learn a new system, get new confidence within the system, then get confidence on the team, then have the media like you, then have the media write nice things about you, then say all the right things to the media so they don't disrespect you and dump on you when you play a bad game. All these things, you have to mentally prepare yourself every single time you either play, practice, etc., and then obviously move on through your career. So I applaud you and all the NBA players that go through going to a new team, getting a new coach, going through that, because you have to, as we all do, have to go through it and learn and actually push through. So it's a mental challenge.
That's dope, man. I appreciate you for recognizing that, because it's definitely not as easy. I mean, on in the real world, on this side of it, I mean, it's as easy as turning to ESPN or TNT and like, oh, okay, jump ball. But on our side, and Randy, you've been there, the preparation, and it's the 3-4 hours before the game, and you guys are there before us getting stuff ready and things like that. Just the time after the game it takes, and just cooling down and just unwinding, and then having to do the same thing all over again. Or if it's a travel day, a back-to-back type thing, like it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. So I mean, and of course we get paid, handsomely for it, and ultimately we're doing a job that we all love to do. I mean,
no one prepares you for that, Eddie.
Yeah,
no.
This is a childhood like dream come true, but I mean, it's definitely it becomes a business really fast, man. And sometimes you have that awakening, like, damn, like this is this is like I'm on like it's like you on like a Groundhog's Day almost, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that, bro, to the point where like, 2 years after retiring, you still on the same sleep schedule because you just so used to it.
So used to it.
You know what I'm saying? You sleep in so many hotels and you wake up and really got to look at the room key to see what hotel you in or what city you in, because it's like it's like that, bro. It's really like that.
So I want to wrap up the Chicago part before I go to New York. You mentioned Tim Floyd, Scott Skiles. You also had Bill Cartwright as your coach too.
Yep.
Now in a 4 year time frame, you're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and you already had 3 coaches. And it's like what Danny said, a system, getting used to it. Most players have one coach their whole career. Tim Duncan, Greg Pop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson and Doug Collins. But other people, like, for example, like a Carmelo who goes to New York and he has 5 fucking coaches. You can't get used to something when everything is changing. So for you, someone who's young, trying to get used to what they're trying to do, it's like, all right, Tim Floyd ain't work. All right, boom, we're bringing Bill Cartwright 2 years, whatever. He ain't work. Now, when you get someone who's working with Scott Skiles, and it's like, all right, I feel like I'm finally clicking. I made the playoffs in 05, and then boom, you get hit with a fucking trade to New York. And it's like, as a young kid, how were you feeling back then? Like, all right, I feel like we have something working, but then now you guys don't believe in me and what I can do. Now you ship me to New York.
Well, for me, it was different because they traded me because of the heart thing. So I had an irregular heartbeat, like right before the playoffs, somewhere around there. So we had been playing really well. We were in the playoffs or pretty much had clinched it. And then I had an irregular heartbeat. I ended up sitting out, doing a bunch of tests, trying to figure out what was going on. They couldn't find anything. And then the Bulls got to the point where they were like, okay, well, take a DNA test, see if you are predisposed to having any type of heart issues. And if you're not, then we'll clear you to play. And if you are, then you're going to have to retire. And that was pretty much what the Bulls offered me to do. Like, so at that point, it became like they were like, you know what, you're going to either take the test or you're going to just sit out the rest of the season and the rest of in the playoffs. I had the opportunity to opt into, I had a player option the next year. They said, if you take your player option, you're going to sit out all next year. And then after that, you can do what you want to do because you won't be on our books no more after that. So they ended up letting us have the ability to. This is when I hired. At this point, I hired Leon Rose as my agent. So the Bulls allowed us to go seek a sign and trade deal, and that's when we ended up doing a deal with the Knicks. We had the Knicks on the table, and we had the Nuggets on the table. So I mean, at that time, I was in just like I'm trying to figure out what's happening with my career. I didn't really have enough time to be like, oh man, finally I got a team and we finally good. Because I mean, yeah, we had seasons where we won 20 games. Like I didn't know if we were gonna win double-digit games some year, sometimes. So it was crazy like that. So to finally to be on a good team, bro, to go into games and feeling like we're gonna win every game, like that was incredible. But like I said, it was short-lived because I immediately had that moment where it was like, okay, career's in the balance. Am I going to play? What do I do? Do I take the DNA test? Do I not take the DNA test? Like it was a lot going on at that time. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have really the luxury to look at it like, oh man, they don't want me, this and that. I mean, of course I felt the way about just the decision they were kind of, pretty much forcing me to make. I felt like they were forcing me to either take this test that would probably say I am predisposed to some type of heart thing just because I'm African American. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? And Leon and my attorneys felt like that was just setting a strange precedent. You know what I mean? Like that would eventually allow them to just test people for whatever they wanted to test them for in the combine. All of a sudden start Xing people out for some hereditary trait that may not show his head until they're 60, 70 years old. You know what I mean? And but because of that, we're gonna X you out of competitive play, and we're gonna put a brand on you that you could possibly be broken. You know what I mean? So one of those things, I had to make a decision, and I'm grateful that I was able to get the deal done with the Knicks. Isaiah came through in the clutch, and I'm always grateful to the Knicks and to Isaiah and to Dolan and all of those guys, man, for taking a chance on me.
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad everything turned out well for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I've heard about that, but not in great detail. So now you shed light on that. And then you mentioned Isaiah. I mentioned him earlier, Chicago native. You saw you work out a long time ago.
Right.
Now it's like at this point, Isaiah is the GM or president of the Knicks.
He's the president, yeah.
So now Larry Brown's still coaching. They bring you in. I forgot who you got traded for, but it doesn't even matter. So now you come into New York City.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the NBA. New York is like the one place players try not to go to because of the media, the limelight, the spotlight. It's the Mecca, the Garden, and we get all that. But now you come into a situation where, on paper, bro, if you go back, it's like Steph, is Jamal Crawford, is Zach Randolph, is Eddie Curry, is David.
No, Zebo didn't come yet.
No, I'm saying in general, it's like as time went on,
all the players we had.
Nate Robb, Channing Frye, David. I'm like,
yeah, we had some guys, bro.
And I'm like, damn, like
guys. I want to say we had Jalen at one point. We had, when I got there, I want to say Allen Houston was still playing.
Probably
Penny was still playing. It's crazy, bro. We had a lot of guys, like you said. Yeah, bro. We had some on paper, bro. It was incredible. It was incredible. But it's just one of those things, man. Like, I don't know. I don't even know, bro. It's just one of those things,
exactly. Bro. Yo, at one point you were up for an All-Star in 07.
Yeah, 07, yeah.
I'm like, that's how good the Knicks were at that time.
Good. Yeah, we were really good, bro.
Somehow we just couldn't figure that shit out, bro. We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I hated it too. It still bothers me, man. Like I love those teams, bro. The way the city just embraced me, man. It just, I don't know. It started out as a place that I was like, I really was there out of necessity. Like, listen, it's this or it's nothing, pretty much. And it went from that quickly to like, nah, man, the city fuck with you, bro. And once I start feeling that love, I'm like, oh yeah, I see what it's about. Because I grew up in Chicago, man. So we know New York considers themselves the Mecca and where they're founding the birthplace of hip hop and all that type of stuff. But we got our own, you know what I'm saying? We got our own people that hoop, and we got our own rappers and stuff like that. So we always felt like, I always felt like, man, I'm Chicago over everything. So anytime I would go to New York, like to play against them, I always felt like I was cheating on the city almost. I would just stay in my room. I never left the hotel room. I didn't go to clubs. I didn't do none of that. I felt like, man, get me in and out of here as soon as possible because this ain't my city. Like, that's how I felt about it. You know what I'm saying? But like once I started playing for them, man, I started realizing it was totally different. Like when I met them and I signed, they were in training camp at the time. So I met them in Charleston. And then we flew from Charleston back once training camp was over. That was my first time actually being, my second time. The first time I was there, I had to go take a physical there. And then after I took my physical, I flew to Charleston to meet the team. But when we flew back as a team, I want to say Jamal, I don't know how, bro. We ended up at a party, bro. This is like the first time I was in New York. Jamal takes me to a party, bro. It looks like a regular apartment, like a regular little apartment, bro. And there's so many people in this apartment. And we get to the back room, and it's packed full of people in this room. Regular little room, bro. Like a room you in, but it's a bed right there. And that's almost like the VIP couch. And Jay is just sitting on the bed. Jay-Z is sitting on the bed, and we sit down and we just chopping it up with him. I'm sitting here like, where am I? Where am I? Like, are you serious? Like, this is an apartment party, bro, where Jay-Z is in here, right here next to me. Like, this is crazy.
So wait. You gotta say Jay-Z now. Obviously, Jay-Z's been around us for some of us for a very, very long time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Please, what song was on the radio, Jay-Z? What Jay-Z was this? Talk to me now.
This was 05,
What
06.
hole was this? Was this excuse me? Was this excuse me, Miss
No,
Hole?
no, no,
Might
no.
have been
This is
like dirt off your shoulders or something, maybe.
There you go. Maybe it's at 05.
no.
Right?
Was that too? Is that too early? Nah.
Let me see. 2005 Jay-Z. Let me see.
Because
what
I
we-
remember.
Show me what you got. Show me
Is
what you
this
got,
this
baby. This
yeah.
is that
that-
one.
Just show me what
Okay.
you got, Jay
It's
Z.
Kingdom Come Jay-Z.
Kingdom Come Jay-Z.
Kingdom Come
Okay.
Jay Z.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's already
yeah.
established. It's like, oh shit, Jay-Z. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know, me being in Chicago, like when I first got drafted by the Bulls, like Jamal was there a year before me. So he was recovering from an ACL surgery. So he was staying at the hotel right across the street from the practice facility. So that was naturally like me and Maul was like best friends immediately. Like, cause I even met him. I went to a Bulls game when I was a senior in high school, and I went back and he came up to me and gave me his number and stuff and was like, yeah, man, you know how Maul is. Maul like, yeah, man, you know, these dudes phony, man. I'm real, bro. You can just, you know, hit me up, man. I'm a real dude, this and that. And he
Right.
really was that, like,
Yeah.
for real. He's like,
He
man,
was.
I ain't one of these dudes that's gonna big time you and all this stuff, man. Hit me up, this is my number, blah, blah, blah. And he always been real like that. Maul always been real like that. So then you fast forward, I get drafted, I go there, and he had just got he had just bought a 4-story, like a four level apartment, and he tore his ACL, so he couldn't get up and down the stairs, so he was staying at the hotel. And I would go to his room every day after practice, and all he wanted to listen to is Jay-Z. Like, that's his favorite artist. This is Blueprint Jay-Z. All we listening to is Blueprint. That's it. And before that, I was only listening to Project Pat, and like I was listening to. I just love Project Pat and 3 6 Mafia. Like I was hooked on that.
Sipping the scissor.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was like always my favorite. So like I was only really listening to that type of music. And
Which is weird because now we're in 03, and I'm, off the air, I mentioned my guy Edgar Burgos.
Yeah.
The blackout, you guys were at Rucker Park, and it's so funny. Jay-Z and Jamal always click, and when Jay-Z had a team, what team did Jamal play on?
Absolutely.
And Carter. And then also you came on board as well.
Maul always had this strange relationship with Hov, man. It's one of those things. Like I think Jay recognized it early though. Jay saw the Jamal Crawford, the revered person that everyone looks at now. Hov saw that way back then. You know what I'm saying? Like people got to realize, like in Chicago, like we had Jamal, and then they would draft a guard every year in Chicago, and it would really get under Maul's skin, bro, because Maul was doing the same stuff in practice that we know him for now. Like he was doing all that crazy stuff. He was Steph. He was like Steph, but with handles. He was crazy with it. So he couldn't understand why they kept pushing him to the side to, get Kirk Heinrich, to get Jay Williams, to get, you know what I'm saying, just all these guards that they kept getting and putting in front of him. So I don't know when he developed. So at some point, he developed a cool relationship with Hov. It was at one point in the summertime. He like, bro, I'm going to the Rucker, man. Come play in the Rucker with me. I'm gonna play on J team. I'm like, I bet. And then that's what happened. I ended up going out there. We went out there a few times, and we went out there until John Paxson told us we couldn't go no more.
And for those who don't know, just did a 30 for 30, which was an hour. It looks like it was the greatest mixtape ever. We just did on ESPN and talking
about and one, right?
Yeah, the and one, and it was only an hour. They should have given him 3. To be honest with you, there's so much that they can go into when it comes to the and one, but obviously that's another discussion for a different day. Yeah, no. Listen. I mean, we've now we're New York still. We're not moving from New York yet. We're at the end of New York's time. Are you, Randy? Do you want to curve into Miami?
I mean, we're in the middle end of it. I'm trying to see. I think Eddie you were involved in that Carmelo deal, right?
Man, I was the reason y'all was able to get Carmelo. I was the reason.
He said, "Say thank you." He said, "Say thank you."
Facts, but like for real, like it was crazy. I had a trade kicker in my. I had a no trade clause, so they couldn't trade me without my permission.
You had a no trade clause,
but they needed my money to match up to get Carmelo.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bunch of talks about it. And then finally one day I was at the crib and Donnie Walsh called me and was like, and I always been really good, like really had a really good relationship with Donnie Walsh. And he was like, man, Eddie, I'm sure you probably heard about the trade by now, but as you know, you got a trade clause, so we can't do the trade unless you give us the your blessing. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Go ahead and do the trade, bro. I'll sign off on it. And it happened just like that. But yeah, without me, Melo don't go to New York, man. So
and New York don't have a 7 years of some great basketball, and then
you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yeah.
But you know the irony of all that?
Talk to us.
Remember when Chicago said we could trade you to New York or Denver?
Yeah.
And look what happened years later.
Yep. Even though I ended up, it was a 3-way team deal, and I ended up going to
Minnesota.
Yeah. But I had already worked out with the Timberwolves. They were going to just buy me out because they really wanted their young people to play. They was like, I ain't going to waste your time. We'll just buy you out.
Pay me my money.
Yeah, they gave me every dime. I went from New York back to the crib in Chicago.
Pay me my money.
Yeah. So then how do you end up in Miami?
Good question.
Well, because at first the season was still going on. I was going to sign with the Heat at the end of the season for the playoffs. And then Pat Riley and the whole staff, everybody came in. Pat, Spo, Mickey, Fizz, everyone came in Chicago to talk to me and stuff. And we just agreed that I would come next year so I could be there for the whole year instead of just being in the playoffs. We felt like it would be just a little bit too much to ask of me to just to be sitting out, because at that point I had been out for about 2 months because the trade that went down, and then I was back home in Chicago just chilling. I was working out from time to time, but I was really just chilling. And so yeah, but then the lockout happened, and then once the lockout lifted, Pat Riley was the first person that called me. My phone rang, and he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." I wasn't, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready."
I mean, it's Pat Riley calling you, people, right?
Because it was crazy because, bro, it was going down to the last hour, bro. And I can remember me and my homeboy, Vess, and I'm like, man, ain't going to be no season. Because at that point, they were like, yo, we got one more meeting, and if this don't happen, then the season over with. Like, I can remember Kobe and them dudes was trying to put together like some little
their own thing, right?
Their own little thing at that point. And so I really was like, oh, it's over with. Ain't no season happening. And I can remember it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. My boy came to me and was like, bro, the season's going on. The season about to happen. I said, man, you lying, bro. And sure enough, bro, I'm like, oh my God. I think I was looking at like Hoops Hype or something like that. I'm like, oh my God. And so, yeah, bro, literally the next morning, bro, maybe that night, maybe like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, Pat Riley called me. Like, it was the first call I got. He was like, are you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. That was crazy.
So now you go into a situation where there's LeBron, there's D Wade, there's Bosh.
Right.
They just made the finals the year prior. They lost, but now it's like
I'm going. He was on the Heatles, Randy. He was on the Heatles.
I was on the Heatles, bro.
He was on the Heatles.
He was on the Heatles. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to know: are you wearing the ring right now?
No.
Oh
no. Man. You know, it's one of them things, bro. Like, I ain't played none in the playoffs, bro. I ain't like, so it was one of them things where it's like, I'm happy I have a championship next to my name, but I didn't feel like it was mine, honestly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole moment was dope. It was really dope, bro, to be a part of that, bro, to be able to witness it from that close, bro, and to be in that locker room was crazy. But, like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like it would have been different had I won it with that Chicago team or had I won it with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really was there for a long-ass time, bro. And, you know, I knew people in the building. I knew everybody from the Garden. I knew everybody from, you know what I'm saying, the practice facility, bro. Like, it just would have felt different. You know what I mean? I knew people in restaurants. I just knew the city like that. And Miami showed me a lot of love, bro. I knew a lot of people there, too. But it was just, like I said, it just would have felt a little more, I would have felt a little more attached to it, you know, had I really truly been a part of it, you know.
And now is a time in the NBA where it's like, you know, Miami felt like the fucking Beatles, the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Everywhere they went, sold out, they got booed. LeBron was the quote unquote bad guy, the heel.
Yeah.
But it was just like something in the NBA that we haven't seen before. I know we've seen the big three with Ray Allen, KG, and Paul Pierce, but this was something different. I know they made the trades, but now in Miami, it's like, all right, I'm a free agent. I can go anywhere I want. And they chose the Heat. And it was like, wow, this is something really crazy and a different LeBron. Spoelstra coaching. I always loved the Miami Heat culture. It was like, for me as a fan, as the TV audience, we were watching every single game that they played. Even when LeBron went back to Cleveland, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure when you were around them, it's like everywhere you went, it was like a rock band going across the world.
It was crazy, bro. I can't even I'm trying to think of what I could compare it to, bro. I really can't compare anything to it. Like, to be around D Wade without LeBron is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the love he gets in Miami is
Wade County.
It's crazy, bro. Like, I mean, bro had when I was in Chicago and stuff, I would get car deals and stuff with like Chevy, or you know what I'm saying? I get a free Suburban for like a year type deal, and then they'll switch me out at the end of the year. This man would get deals with McLaren, bro. They were doing like custom McLarens for him for free with basketball leather on the inside. They would drop it. I remember he had a birthday party, bro, at one of the hotels. They dropped the McLaren in off a crane, bro, right by the pool, bro. Like, I'm like, this is next level, bro. Like, Pat Riley had a party at his house for Christmas one year, bro, and it was like he had a real stage, like not just a little fake like a stage in his backyard, bro, right on the water. Patti LaBelle did a whole concert, bro, like a whole concert, bro. He had a big, he had this big giant pool, bro, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Eddie, Randy, don't you know that that's the norm when you reach a certain level, you know, it's the McLaren,
man,
and then the stage in the back.
It's next level, bro. He had a yacht parked in the back, bro. He had like see-through glass over his pool, bro. Pat Riley did, and Hublot sponsored the party. So it would be these little pillars, bro. These little clear pillars with these dope Hublot watches in them, bro. And at the end of the party, all the players got free Hublots, bro. Like, this was like,
for those that don't know, Hublot, Google how much a Hublot is, and then you'll understand.
Yeah, this was crazy, bro. Like, this was like they playing with a different type of money down there, bro. Like, they doing something different. But a lot of it, like I said, is relationships too, is what they mean, you know, to that city. So, but when LeBron got there, like, being around LeBron and anywhere is like,
yeah, it was different level. I think again. Okay, so I think to answer your question, because they asked you what can you compare it to, and I think, Randy, we've asked this question before when it comes to LeBron turning heel, and I think I compared it to Hulk Hogan going to WCW and forming NWO. That is the only comparison that I have to where it was just like. And then every episode after that, WCW Nitro, every episode after that, every Monday, dudes is like, yo, 8:00. You know,
gotta watch it.
But, you know, honestly, like, when I was there, though, I think he was playing that heel role the year before I got there, when he first got to Miami.
Yes.
The year I got there, he was different. You know what I'm saying? And the only place that really didn't love LeBron was Boston and Cleveland still.
I can imagine that. And obviously the first year was Dallas, right?
But but everywhere else, those were home games for LeBron, bro. Like, those are home games, bro.
See, you really love me.
You talk about somebody who played. He doesn't cheat you, man. Like, he doesn't cheat you, bro. And being in that position, bro, I know what it's like to be a starter on a team, bro, and to go into Charlotte, bro, and to look in the crowd and there's nobody here, and it's just like, this game ain't on national TV.
There you go.
Back home, sleep.
There you go.
It's like you got to reach from somewhere deep, bro. But with LeBron, he's never off, bro. He's never gonna cheat you, bro. He's never gonna cheat you, bro.
So I know you're a Chicago native. I get all that. I know the constant debate is Michael or LeBron. I'm on Team Jordan. I think Denny's on Team Jordan too. You want Jordan?
You know that.
Okay. So, one, is it fair to compare? Two, if this is the barbershop debate, someone say, Eddie, yo, who you got, LeBron or Michael? Who you going with?
It's a disrespectful question to ask Randy. To ask Eddie. Randy, I just want to let you know. Disrespectful question.
I think it's unfair to debate. Honestly,
it's very unfair, especially who you're asking
Okay.
to.
I feel like how Hov was like, man, how Hov said they got him fighting ghosts. I feel like that's how LeBron's fighting ghosts at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Me being from Chicago, I gotta say Michael. I gotta say MJ because I will get crucified from Q. Like, you don't even understand, bro.
Protect yourself.
You don't even understand, bro. Me and Q had some heated debates, bro.
Over what?
About Jordan.
Jordan and
LeBron, like,
really?
Debates. Like it gets there. It gets there. I gotta remind him, like, bro, this is just what I think, bro. Like, it's not personal. You my brother. I love you, bro. Like, relax. So because I think Q might watch this, I'm gonna say.
Listen,
MJ.
Michael.
Protected. I understand, but you're 100% right. Me and Randy go back and forth. We've gone back and forth with a bunch of guests having this conversation, and you get to, once you move the errors to the side, once you move the physical specimens of each person's aside, talk about in their primes.
Yeah.
For me, the separation for me with LeBron and Jordan is just the killer instinct.
Mm.
Jordan had that one thing that LeBron doesn't take away from LeBron, but he doesn't have that I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, he got that thing Kobe had, bro.
I'm going to kill you every possession, every single one.
But I think LeBron do it differently, though.
Yes,
I just think he does it differently, bro. I think him and Jordan are two different players, man.
There you go.
And I just think if you asking somebody from my era, bro, I'm gonna probably have to say Jordan, just because I know that feeling that I get when MJ's in the room, bro. Like, it's like the Messiah walked in, bro. But I also know that LeBron gets that same thing from people that grew up in his era, and kids that grew up watching him. So I get it, bro. I just think it's just
kids watching LeBron. I got something for you guys. Hey guys, check this out. Watch this. You ready? Mr. Curry. How many pairs of Jordans have you had over your long playing time career?
Oh man, hundreds, thousands.
Randy, how many pairs of Jordans have you and your brother owned over a period of time?
Quite a few. A few.
Yes. When they start putting LeBron James in cartoons that Disney and Pixar start making, then we can have conversations about who is the quote unquote the guy or the Messiah or the GOAT. When you talk about Space Jam 2, talking about Space Jams, talking about guys that are wearing sneakers to this day, talking about, okay, if I'm a guy and I'm looking to get fly for these streets, I'm looking to walk out to the streets and be like, I want everybody to be like, ooh, you're putting on Jordans.
Of course.
Rest my case. Hallelujah. I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Rest my case. Hallelujah. I have one more question before we got it. I mean, I think you want to touch base a couple more things, but
real quick, you
want to touch base a couple more things. But before I lose my track, so we just talked about Jordan. You know what, Randy? You mentioned Miami, right? So right now we're obviously towards the end of Miami. You win the ring. You have the ring now at this point. So Eddie, so you're looking at, okay, now that the season's over, what's the next move at this point? So with you, when it comes to when Miami's over.
So it was crazy because I thought I was gonna come back to Miami. I really did. Like, I felt like I'd done enough in practice. I'd done enough to show them that I was committed, but didn't get an offer at all. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to China. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting a crazy offer from China. Went over there, got a crazy bag in China. But also, but playing in China, bro, like, you playing on the hardest possible floors. Like, the conditions are not what I was used to. I was spoiled, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Playing in
NBA.
Playing in the NBA over there. The owners of the team, even the players. Some of the players on my team would just flame up a cigarette in the locker room after the game, and I'm just like, wow, like, wow. And y'all wonder why we losing? Like, God, first thing you did was flame the cigarette up. Like, are you serious? Like,
Wow.
So that was crazy, bro. But it was dope though, learning the culture and just, experiencing something different. Like that's something I would recommend to anybody, bro. If you go to China, go to one of these countries, bro, and really, man, see how good you have it and just see how different it is out here, bro. Just see how people out here living, bro. It's really eye-opening. But yeah, so I went to China, bro, came back home. And I mean, pretty much I just was like, man, I kind of just wanted some time to raise the kids, bro, and really just step away from all of that, At that point, I knew I wasn't what I was before, at least not to owners and whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'm not that part of me is done. Let me move on. We ended up moving to LA, and that was that, man.
So real quick with the China thing, did you look at the success that Marbury had in China and say, you know what, maybe if my career in the NBA is over, I can just go ahead and do what he does?
Absolutely. And he was actually one of the first people I talked to when I went over there because we played in the same league. And I can remember talking to him and he's like, bro, like you can do the same thing I'm doing over here, but you got to embrace it. You got to embrace the culture. You got to embrace the people. You got to embrace the attitudes. You got to embrace all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. You got to embrace it all, and you can do the same thing. I couldn't do it. I was too fresh out of the NBA, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't deal with this, man. Like, I can't.
Shout out to Steph.
Yeah,
because
shout out to Steph, though. I was over there missing my family, bro. I'm like, it was a lot, bro. I was counting days down until it was time to go back home, and it's almost impossible to be successful at anything if you that far away and you just don't, and your heart's not in it.
That tells you the mindset that Steph had to have a statue out there.
Absolutely, no, for sure, no, for sure. Like, man, you talk about Steph, like I was over there still eating KFC, bro. I couldn't eat the local food. I'm like, and Steph, bro, he got the chopsticks, bro.
Yeah.
He eating fish heads and all that. Like, Steph is all in, bro. He's all in. I respect him for it because I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it.
I think it was him. I think also Jennings was there too.
Yeah, Brandon Jennings was there. Matter of fact, the year I went, T-Mac came too. T-Mac was there.
T-Mac was out there for a little bit too.
Gilbert was there playing with Yao's team.
They was throwing out some bags. God's like, yo, we'll take that. We'll just take that real quick.
Bags.
Word.
Really big
Take
bags.
that real quick.
Really
No
big
problem.
bags. That was the year after. Well, JR went during the lockout, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's something crazy too. But yeah, man, it was some real nice bags floating around over there for sure.
So when your career is officially done, did you feel like, certain players feel like, they get hurt and then their whole shit is done and it's not on their watch, not on their time? Did you feel like when that time was there, like, you know what, I gave everything I had. I did my time in the NBA. I went overseas, made a lot of money. I networked, and it was the right time to go? Or did you feel like, man, I wish I can give another year or two to somebody on a good team or something like that?
No, I knew I couldn't. Cause like honestly, like the year Zebo came, bro, like that summer after he was there, like I remember we were playing one-on-one, just messing around, bro, and I tweaked my knee a little bit. That little tweak in my meniscus just really formed a downward spiral from procedures, and just it would swell up all the time. I would have to go into the city to get it like drained, get all these tubes of fluid drained down my knee. Then it would go from that to overcompensating to the other knee. Then it would go from that to just me like, after a while, I couldn't be on my legs much without just the irritation. So now I'm picking up even more weight, and it's just, before I knew it, I'm just like, man, that's just too much, man. Even to get in shape, to stay in shape, to like, it's like I'm hurting myself. Talking to doctors, and they're like, man, you're developing arthritis in your knees, and just I probably had 4 different meniscus surgeries. So, for people that don't know, when you get a meniscus surgery, like they just cut away the frayed area, but it's nothing that goes back there. You're just losing more and more cartilage every time you do it. So eventually it's like bone on bone. And then eventually I need a microfracture, knee replacement, all that type of stuff. I'm just like, nah, I can't. I can't do this, bro. Like, I can't do this. I can't cheat the game. I can't cheat my family. I don't want to walk with a limp the rest of my life. I got to figure out another way.
Right. Any more, Denny? Before I do rapid fire for Eddie real quick. Any more?
My last. Can I ask one rapid fire? Because even rapid fire, we're about to close up, right? I got you. Listen, an alien lands on this earth. Now, you mentioned movies earlier, right? You mentioned movies. Right. You're movie guy. Right. Okay,
definitely.
Alien lands on this earth, takes human form. Says Eddie. I want to get into movies.
Okay.
Can you give me 3 top tier movies that I should get into immediately? That you would suggest I immediately watch before anything else. 3 movies that you would suggest me as an alien.
Okay, I would say you got to watch The Dark Knight. I would say you got to watch. What's my movie, man? This is like my all-time favorite. The Usual Suspects.
Kaiser
Sose. Come on, baby. And then you gotta watch the 4 Christmases, bro. I think 4 Christmases is the funniest movie I ever seen.
4 Christmases, is that with Vince Vaughn?
Yes.
And
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. When they're about to go to Fiji.
Yes. That's the funniest movie I ever seen, bro. I think those nice. 3 movies that get you right, bro.
Nice. You got a little balance there. I like that.
Got some balance there.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I know you mentioned Dark Knight. Anybody who knows me well, Dark Knight is probably my definitely top 10, definitely top 5, might be top 3. But always that convo, like, who was the best Joker of all time? Is it Heath? Ledger. Is it Jack? Is it Joaquin Phoenix? Is Heath the best? Heath
Ledger, bro.
Heath was shaking a Joker and spat on someone. I said, bro. Joker does that. He said, I said, yo.
That role was amazing, bro. Like, I've never seen. I don't know another movie where I'm like, he's him, bro. I know he took a piece of Joker with him in the rest of his life. You know, I know his life was cut short, but I know he took a piece of that role with him, bro. Or that was already in him from the start. But one or the other, bro, because that was incredible. And Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, he did an incredible job too in that Joker movie. Like, that was incredible. But I feel like that whole movie was for Joker. So I think it's safe to say that you're going to get an idea of who Joker is if you watch him for 2 straight hours. I think Heath Ledger was a piece of Dark Knight, and he just took it over, bro.
So is The Dark Knight the greatest superhero movie of all time? Because everybody says Avengers and this and that. Nah, I get it. But to me, I have Dark Knight number 1.
Yeah, I got Dark Knight number 1 for sure.
I don't even know if Dark Knight's the best Batman.
What?
See here you
What? What, you like Batman and Robin or something like that? You gonna tell me Batman and Robin was? Or you gonna say the first one?
Here you go.
Okay, well, listen. So talk to me about
I can't lie. The first one was crazy too, though. With Danny Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that one was crazy too. That one was crazy.
What do you think about the most recent one with Patterson? Patterson, I believe his name is.
Oh, the guy from Twilight.
The Batman. Okay, Eddie Curry said no. Okay, just keep moving.
I like Twilight, first of all.
I thought Twilight was good.
So for me to watch Batman, I'm only seeing
it threw you off. Bro. It threw you off.
It threw me off,
Vampire.
Bro. It threw me off. I'm sorry, and I don't like typecasting people because I feel like people do NBA players like that. Like, I don't want to see my NBA player rap. Or I don't want to see him do this. You can only hoop. Like, nigga, I can't hoop no more. I'm 40. Will you please allow me to podcast? Will you please allow me to do this or that? You know what I mean? Like, so I get that. But when I see him in Batman, bro, I only see Edward, bro.
I felt the same way with George Clooney. I saw ER. I saw him on the sitcom in ER. I didn't see him as George Clooney. I did not see him as Batman whatsoever.
Ooh, you know what? Since you mentioned George Clooney, bro,
Talk to me.
Oceans.
The Ocean series. You said,
Those
okay,
Ocean
double back,
movies,
go to see the Ocean series. Okay.
Those Oceans movies, bro. And what's the movie when all of them went to when they went to Vegas?
Hangover.
Those
Hangover stuff too.
No, you got a
Those
good
Hangover too,
yes,
bro.
yes, some good handle. Definitely good handle of a bunch of movies that are dope. Absolutely.
So I'll do the rapid fire right from here.
You got it. All you go.
So Eddie Curry, if you had to pick your Mount Rushmore of actors / actresses, who would you pick?
Good question.
You want to mix it? You want to say actors and actresses, or do you want to keep? Do you want to say any or? It doesn't matter.
Any or like your 4 favorite actors.
How many people on Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5?
4.
4 people.
There you go.
I'm going Denzel. I'm going Halle Berry.
Ain't going nothing on me.
Halle Berry.
Love should have left you home last night. Look, I just gave you 2. I just gave you 2 movie references.
Boomerang.
Rip. Who am I?
I'm gonna go Ben Stiller, man. I love Ben Stiller, bro.
Along came Polly.
Ben Stiller.
And then I'm gonna go
Philip Seymour Hoffman, the great.
Oh, Capote.
Raindrops.
Let it rain.
I'm gonna go either Al Pacino or De Niro.
You don't lose out on either or, bro.
Yeah, I'll probably go De Niro.
No, it's like no.
Okay. Hold up.
I know I missed some people, bro. It's some people.
You didn't miss nobody. That's
I know you did.
Some spectacular people out there.
No, you did.
Okay. Just to touch up on what you mentioned. Your favorite Denzel movie is what?
My favorite Denzel movie is probably Training Day. It might be Training Day, but I also like the what's the movie, bro?
Man on Fire.
Time is on our side. Yes, it is. Remember when
who else is in it with them?
When somebody would die, the evil spirit would like go through the people.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking?
I know you're talking about. I forget the name of the movie.
Denzel.
Yeah, well, who else was in that movie with him? I'm trying to remember what
not Devil Blue Dress, right?
It was a kid in there. It was a kid actor.
Not John Q.
Not John Q, bro. This was like kind of a scary movie. It had John Goodman in there too. Come on, bro. Y'all know the movie, bro.
Now you see, now you're gonna do me. Okay, John Goodman and Denzel. I gotta do
What is it?
John Goodman.
Fallen. Y'all never saw Fallen, bro?
Oh, Fallen.
Let me see.
I might have.
Fallen wasn't.
I don't recall it.
Fallen wasn't for me. No, Fallen wasn't for me.
Fallen was crazy.
You had a bunch of people in there.
He was like an attorney or something like that, and then the dude gets executed, and right when he gets executed, his spirit comes out, and it starts jumping into different people. It jumped into Denzel's brother at one point, bro. Like it was crazy. This movie was crazy.
You had heavy hitters in there. You had Denzel. You had John Goodman. You had Don Sullivan. You had James Gandolfini.
That movie was crazy, bro. When the movie started, he's like, I gotta tell y'all a story about the time I almost died. Then at the end of the movie, bro, I don't want to give a spoiler, but at the end, he was like, remember I told y'all I almost died, because it looked like he died. Because you had to die and not be around anybody. So when the spirit came out of you, it only had a certain amount of time before it could find somebody else. So he had to go like in the middle of nowhere. And then like he poisoned himself or something like that. Denzel poisoned himself, and that way he was able to get rid of the spirit. But I think he ended up coming back. He came back or something. I forgot how it was, but he was like, you guys remember I told you about the time I almost died. And it was crazy. Hey, shut up.
You ain't almost died, Eddie. You almost died.
Well, Denny, write down Fallen.
No, I got it right here. I got it right here.
Am I wrong for saying that Scarface is kind of sort of overrated, and like New Jack City is better than Scarface?
No,
you're not wrong for that. I would say you're wrong for saying it's overrated, though. I think
a little overrated. Little.
Nah, bro, Scarface was crazy.
I know it was, but
it's just what it meant to the culture, bro. Just what it meant to I don't know, man. Scarface was crazy, bro. I love Scarface. I can't even lie. Scarface was insane, bro.
So if you have Scarface DVD in one hand and New Jack in the other hand, which one you
I'm
watching
taking
first?
Rockabye, baby. I'm taking New Jack City. No question.
There you go. Oh, it's the better movie.
It's the better movie.
Better movie, Dutterman.
I think New Jack is a better movie for sure. But I don't think Scarface is overrated. I think that's
Scarface was needed for the time.
Blasphemous. That's borderline blasphemous.
Scarface was needed
for you to even say that.
It's needed for the time. It was needed for music.
It's
It was needed for the culture.
It's necessary.
I've had people more than two hands be like, you know what? I agree. So I'm like, okay, maybe it ain't just me.
Yeah, that's fine,
bro.
That's fine.
Scarface tracks him from like being this kid that came from wherever he came from, Sicily or wherever, and like didn't have nothing, bro, and then came to America, bro,
on a
to live the American dream, bro. Got into cocaine and stuff, and just became a savage, man. Like, that's a crazy movie, bro. When you think of Belly, I don't think you have Belly if you don't have Scarface, bro.
No,
you never see Belly. I think it's a lot of movies that you never see if Scarface.
Well, you don't see New Jack. You don't see New Jack because of Scarface. The director even said it himself. Bro. The director said it himself. So
Lil Wayne don't make the Carter without New Jack City,
without
bro.
New Jack, baby. I'm a Lil Wayne stan, so trust me. Hey,
Eddie, your favorite sports or basketball movie?
What's the movie with Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan?
Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball.
Okay.
I think that's.
Yeah, I can't get
over. He got game.
He got game. I can't. Yeah, he got game. Yeah, I can't get over. He got game and White Man Can't Jump. Those two I'll watch.
White Man Can't Jump is my joint right there, bro.
I can't. I'll watch him every single time.
But I'm gonna go. He got game, bro. Just because, man, Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. To me, that was like that felt like what dudes was going through, bro.
That's exactly what dudes was going through.
That felt like what dudes was going through, bro. Then you had Ray Allen. Like, come on, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. What about when Denzel chopped bro in the neck? Like, what you say? I can't hear you.
Put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, put him to sleep, bro.
He said, do you know me? Do you know my lady? Why you looking at me with all that familiarity?
Nah, Denzel's wild. Aside from Chicago and New York, your favorite basketball arena to play in?
That's a good one. For some reason, I really like playing in Sacramento. Arco? Is it Arco?
Arco Arena.
I love playing. I used to got some really good games there. It was something about it was the perfect, like, I don't know, like,
it's small.
LA felt really big and just like it was too many lights, bro. It almost felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like you play on this platform, bro, and it's just so bright. But I felt like playing in Sacramento was just perfect.
Arco had like a college feel though.
It had a college feel to it. It was nice and dark. The rims were soft, bro. Like the way the court was kind of positioned nice and low, like you just could get in there and just get busy, man. I don't know. It was something dope about playing in there.
So I know who you might pick, but who is your favorite player that is now turned media?
Favorite player now turned media? I mean, I gotta say Jamal, honestly. I mean, he's young in it. If I'm gonna go with somebody more established, I go I like Jay Rose a lot.
Okay. Jay Rose is the man. 50 grand.
Jay Rose.
Because I'm thinking he might pick Q Rich and D Miles.
I like Q Rich. I mean, see, I wasn't thinking when I'm thinking media, I'm thinking like ESPN, TNT.
Oh, okay.
But if we talking, podcasts, of course, those are my bros. I'm gonna go with them for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a coach.
But I also like Matt and Stack. They're my boys too. I play with
Very
both,
knowledgeable.
with both of those guys.
Very knowledgeable.
I played with Madden in New York. I played with Stack in the Big Three. Had a really brief interaction with Stack in San Antonio. I was there for training camp 1 year. So love Stack, love Matt.
Real guys.
Yep. All them dudes, bro.
Yep. Name me a coach that you wish you would have played for.
Alvin Gentry. I just felt like Alvin. I felt like if I would have been with Alvin out the gate, he would have gave me the ball and said, "Man, go to work, young fella." I just feel like that would have turned me up a lot sooner.
Well, it just so happens you mentioned that real quick, and then you get back to your.
I got two more. That's it. Two more.
Yeah, it just so happens that I was looking at a thread about basketball coaches and how half the league now I think is
African American, right?
American basketball coaches.
Yeah.
It should be 98% of the league, to be honest with you. I just think it's a different type of look and feel when someone that's been through it that looks like you is giving you motivation to do what you're supposed to do. So picking that up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Randy.
We mentioned Jordan kicks. If you can only keep 3, which ones you keeping?
You're gonna have patent leather. You're gonna have the 11s.
I mean, I like the 11s, bro,
but
not to hoop in. They kind of hurt your feet. Like the patent for me, they always kind of hurt my toes. I like to swag them though. If I was going, but I feel like they so one of a kind. You gotta have 11s in your stash somewhere. So I would go 11s.
There you go.
I would go 7s, and I would go 4s. But honorable mention, I'm going 5s. I'm going 3s.
Yeah.
And I'm going 8s.
Yeah.
And 9s. Honestly, I like everything. And 13s. I like everything.
That's not how it works, bro. You got to pick 3. That's not how it works.
I need 13 to 1. I'm good. Everything
there you go.
You can keep it. Y'all can keep
everything.
Right. Above. Keep it.
And he said 3. No, fuck. I'm taking 10.
It's crazy. Hey, bro, Q Rich be like, oh no, man, the Russell Westbrook, why not? And this and that, and the 25. Bro, them trash. All of them people, bro. No, nothing after 13s, bro. Nothing after 13s.
It just seems as if they Nike was like, hey, you guys that have designed these beautiful sneakers before, stop.
Just stop.
They just stopped and they didn't.
At this point, you gave us the logo, so we'll just put whatever and call it the Jordan 75. It don't matter. Like, nah, give me them 13s, 12s, 11s, 10s. Like them shoes used to mean the 10s will have all of his like accomplishments at the bottom, bro, and just
the zebra
Easter eggs on the shoes, man. Like that used to mean something, bro. Like, man.
I think for me, real quick, the 5s. I think my favorite might be the 7s because they had the Bordeaux, the Olympic 7s.
Yeah.
The Raptor joints. And the Bucks.
The infrared joints was crazy too, though.
Right.
I'm like, them probably my favorite Jordans, bro. Like the infrareds, they're probably my favorite ones.
Yeah. My last question is this: I pick if you were picking your all-time 5 by position, your favorite point guard, 2 guard, 3, 4, and 5 of all time. Who are you picking?
All time.
Walk
right in the room. Yeah, walk right in the room. You can just Thanos said, let's do it. Bring them in, Thanos.
I'm going Shaq.
Shaq at center.
I'm going Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett to 4.
I'm going.
He's putting LeBron somewhere in there.
That's small forward.
I'm gonna put Bron at 3.
There you go. Put LeBron somewhere in there. That's 3. You can't argue that so far.
I'm going MJ.
That's 2. No problem. That makes sense.
Damn.
And I'm gonna go.
Somebody getting the ass whooped. Just want to let you know. Somebody getting the ass whooped. That team
I'm gonna go Magic.
Yeah.
Magic, Michael, LeBron, Garnett, and Shaq.
That team whooping somebody's ass.
Wow.
Now, if you put Tim Duncan with, I was putting him. Tim Duncan with Kevin Garnett at the 4.
I got them big boys
that can run like deers.
Yeah.
It's unfair.
Who would you go with, Denny? Who would you pick? Your 5, real quick.
I mean, I can switch.
Don't you
Magic.
say that?
Nah, no, don't do that. Come on, man, you gotta pick.
I'm a pick. I'm a pick. I'm a pick. I'm a pick. Me. I'm a pick.
Jason trying to get out of it. You heard him.
Jason Kidd.
Jason
Kidd at the 1. We're gonna do Kobe at the 2. We're gonna do Kevin Durant at the 3. We're going to do at the 4. I'm going to do Tim A.
Okay.
Tim Duncan at the 4. Tim Duncan at the 4. Hard to argue him at the 4. And you already have Shaq. All time. I'll throw Olajuwon at him. Let him go to work at that.
Alonzo?
No, Olajuwon.
Oh, I thought you said Alonzo. I'm about to say what?
The dream.
Okay.
The dream.
Alonzo got to vote.
The dream.
I got J.K. Jordan, Olajuwon.
Yeah. Olajuwon. Yeah.
I'm gonna say fuck that. I'm putting Durant at the 4.
I thought you were gonna say Larry Johnson. I thought you were gonna say Larry Johnson.
Oh, you said no? KD at the 4? Oh, he's going to work by Tim Duncan.
Yeah, but Tim Duncan got to come out to the 3-point line and guard me.
How he look guarding LeBron? He looked terrible guarding LeBron.
I got LeBron at 3. I got J. Kidd, Jordan, LeBron, KD, and Olajuwon. Not bad.
You're not gonna say. You're not gonna. So wait. You're not gonna say Pat Ewing. Nobody gonna say Pat Ewing.
No, he's not. He's not stupid.
Honestly, I'm not gonna say Pat Ewing because during Ewing's heyday, I was a big Chicago Bull fan, and I'm not saying Ewing's a bum or anything, but he was not one of my favorite players.
How you gonna have? For all purposes, this is a New York podcast.
Okay.
And neither one of you dudes gonna say, y'all not gonna put one Knick. You're not gonna say,
oh, I'm objective. No. First of all, I'm not a Knick fan. Man. He is. No, I'm objective. He's not. He's a Knick fan. I'm not. Number 1. Number 2, Patrick Ewing's on the Dream Team. Hey, but does that mean he was better than Shaq or Olajuwon?
I mean, if you ask a die-hard New Yorker, they are going to have 1, maybe 2 people on their all-time list.
But I'm a Knicks fan now. I was not a Knicks fan during that time. That's the big difference. I was a fan from 99 once Sprewell got there and on.
Okay. So you mean to tell me these Knicks fans is picking Allen Houston all time over Jordan?
Somebody gonna put John Starks. Somebody gonna put Starks on that team. Somebody gonna put Clyde Frazier on that team. Somebody definitely gonna put Clyde. Somebody gonna put Walt Clyde Frazier.
I'll put Kyrie. I'll put Kyrie above. Word, for real.
See?
Hey, Kyrie crazy with it. Hey, what?
Kyrie's nasty, bro. Kyrie's nasty,
bro.
Eddie, my last question to you. We already mentioned the Knicks. Give my team some hope. You mentioned Worldwide West and Leon Rose, and they're in the mix with the Knicks. They made the playoff last year as a 4 seed. Not this year, but you can see the development of the young guys. What have you been able to see from the Knicks team currently?
Yeah, I definitely saw, like you said, the year before you saw some really good things. I think you saw some good things this year too, but what you saw was a concentrated effort to stop Julius Randle. I think that that's a tough thing to deal with. People don't understand, bro. Once the whole league understands you're that guy on the team, bro, it changes, bro. The schemes change, and not only is it hard for you as the player, but the rest of the team got to adjust to it also. Their looks change, their open looks change. The coach, your own coach, has to change the way he gets you the ball. So I just think it's multiple. It's multiple. It's more than just. I don't think they took that far. I don't think they took as many steps back as it appeared to be. I think Kemba could have helped them also, but that's just me. I don't know what happened with that situation, but yeah, bro, I would still be excited if I was a Knicks fan. I mean, I consider myself a Knicks fan just because I got so many so much family over there right now. I mean, I'm excited for the Knicks. I think they're gonna be great. I think if I know Wes and I know Leon, man, it's gonna be one of them trades. So it's gonna be a trade, and everybody gonna be looking like, what? The Knicks got them? What?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be one of them type of trades, whether it's a Westbrook or, you know what I'm saying.
But there are a lot of diehard Knicks fans that fall in love with everybody on the team, and it's like once you mention that one guy in the trade room, it's like, no, I gotta keep him, but they don't know.
Yeah, you can't keep everybody though, and I think they'll keep their young guy,
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett. He's stepping up, bro. He's playing like what we thought he should, we thought he should have been playing like. So I think they'll keep him, and if they traded Randall, would the city be mad? I don't think so, especially after like what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things. I think he's still got good value, and I think that he's a great player, man. He's incredible. So I think if they trade him, the city will be okay with it, and if they kept him, the city will be okay with it. And I think if they do keep him, you'll see a different player this year.
So we're in a good spot, right? We're in a good spot right now.
Y'all in a great spot, bro. Y'all in a great spot.
Love it.
But like I said, bro, I'm biased, bro. I'm a huge William Wesley fan. That's my uncle. That's my bro. That's my blood. That's my family. And Leon Rose, bro. Those are my people. So those people have been really instrumental in my life. They're very calculated. They're very poised when they make decisions and stuff like that. So I know for a fact the Knicks are in good hands, bro, and they're gonna surprise you guys. And like I said, I don't think the team was as broken as they appeared anyway. So I'm not really worried about it.
I want the record to show before we close. I want the record to show Randy J. Cruz, the great Eddie Curry, Denny Blanco. It's the retro room, Baller's Life. I just want the record to show that an former NBA player that watches the game, understands the game, has a mind for the game, literally said the exact same things I've been telling you about the Knicks for the past 3 months. Say it out your mouth, Randy. Say yes. That literally I've been telling you this from the beginning of the season. He just parroted exactly what I told you at the beginning of the season. Say it's true.
You want me to say it? What I say is this. Eddie Curry, thank you, man. I love you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. I'm not saying that shit, Denny. Come on now. Listen, I've said some shit too about your roster.
And I acknowledge.
Not the first day though. Not the first time. Nope. We're not doing that.
He said, "I."
Denny Blanco as Sir Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter. Randy J. Cruz on both IG and Twitter. The Eddie Curry on IG. Eddie, man, this was fun. 2.5 hours, man. I didn't think I would get this much time with you, but
needed I.
We definitely appreciate it. Coming on the Retro Room here on Balls Life. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna chop it up afterwards. Thank you, man, and we greatly appreciate it.
Man, thanks for having me, man. I had a ball with you guys, bro. Anytime.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep.
All right.